very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the user giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit?
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Cause with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh shit, not again. Change the mod now! Download Opera GX!
The champion of champions.
Welcome back to the CCT podcast. We got a couple of things to break down for you. We got some post-player break tournament results. We got the current CCT rankings, and we got the results of the online finals number 2. Interview coming up. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that delay in getting started, but my name is Sneaky Beaky. I am joined by the gorgeous Anthran, and we are going to be running you through today's action, starting off with a banger of Saw versus Sinners.
I honestly think this is our best match of the day in some extent, because this is probably going to be our most competitive one considering some of the teams amongst the invites in the round of 16. And one other interesting fact is coming into this for Saw, this is their very first official with, I'm not sure whether this is a trial or a full-fledged new member, but regardless of what it is, Aragorn is playing his first game on this team today, and we get to see how this new Saw looks, which all bets are off. Recently, they've had a couple of struggles. ECL, there's been series they probably shouldn't be dropping. Beyond that, even in bigger events, they probably haven't lived up to expectations. But they're still looking to pay the new path to the future. And maybe this is the way to see it. But we're bound to see some ugly play in the mix from Saw. We're bound to feel that missing player.
Yeah, Mutiris, their IGL, let's not forget, is the one taking a break here. For now, it is still just a break. He needed some time off the rest. Hopefully, he's able to come back stronger, but Aragorn is filling in the meantime. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be Roman IGLing here like he used to, or if Aragorn is going to come in as a one-to-one fill. But what we do know is that Sinners is bringing back the old gang. We got Shock, Beastic, Zedko, Quirt, Oscar, and the GOAT coach in Tomkeys. And, yeah, they are looking in decent form as well, but they have had a couple of trials and tribulations that they really should have been winning in recent series. Not quite as bad as Saw, only able to beat an NA team in recent times. Sorry, Anthran. But Sinners, yeah, they're still showing signs of struggle.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like their wins are a lot more promising, if you ask me, which is a little crazy to think, but at the same time, as we mentioned, Saw, the only real win they have is over an NA team, and yeah, that's good, but when they go up against these bigger tier teams, these better oppositions like your FaZe, like your Monty, these games aren't close, and that's what really makes things worrying, because it seemed for a moment in time, maybe there was something to go off here. Before the World Championship over in Thunderpick, they did decently well in the qualifier to it, beating OG, beating Into the Breach, but as time's gone on, it kind of feels like that's more of a one-off, and even to get here, or well, not to get here, but like I said in ECL, there's been a lot of struggle. I mean, so many teams you'd pit them up against to assume they'd beat, and again, just not coming close leads a lot of worry for Saw, and I'm really not sure how far we can take the promise of a good future for Saw into this series, whereas for Sinners, there's plenty to go off of. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of ugly losses in there, like, you're probably not expecting to see a team like Sinners lose to someone like Freezy or Permita, but they still managed to earn their way here nonetheless, right? They're not coming in as an invite. They qualified through from the group stage, and most of their wins were rather convincing. The biggest of the bunch, I'd argue, being over the Chosen Few, who I've got my eye on as a very promising team. That's a good test to pass.
Yeah, it's a very good test to pass, but this is a big one for Saw's new member. We've got to see how Aragorn performs up against a pretty decent Tier 2 gatekeeper in Sinners here, as Anubis, Nuke, and Ancient are where we're going to end up. Now, Anubis, very good map for Sinners. Currently their highest rated and second most played. They played 18 Anubises in the past 3 months, only 9 of Saw. So that's double the experience here. And, yeah, as we get ourselves ready for the matchup, Sinners actually favoured in the odds here, a little bit more narrow than I initially anticipated. But with Nuke coming up next, that's a much better map for Saw, and Ancient to round things out is actually a pretty competitive map for both teams. This is almost the perfect veto to go for a full 3 maps.
I don't know. I think this is going to be a rough ride for Saw, but only time will tell as they go quickly up mid. Aragorn quickly reroutes into Connector. Nice opening headshot will grant them leeway into a bomb site, but only for a moment in time. Zedko keeps us on the ground floor in a 4-on-4.
Aragorn punching the digits in, and already the bomb goes down for the Saw side. Shark attempting to live up to his namesake, peering back on in from Connector, but gets tapped on down heavily. And Beastic needs to be the man to finish up the first frag. The retake, perfect, and Shock another frag. Leaving us with a, well, very competitive first round for Sinners. Saw, after getting that bomb down, there was nothing else they could do.
Yeah, I thought maybe the misdirection would play to their hand. They open up the round having Aragorn, the man we were just talking, up and out the window. go straight up mid, pull rotations, make courts feel uncomfortable, and move just a slight bit forward in connector, then drops down, levels him out, doesn't give him a fighting chance, and Saw have an uncontested B bomb site. Now, I think they played it a little too far away from the chest with the extra picks they went for. You saw Trade come back in mid before the retake even starts. You go to a 4-on-4 before the bomb even goes down. Maybe a little too haphazard, maybe not, but it's that post plant that really fails them big time, and that's something you can't replicate a lot as Saw.
Yeah, but one thing I do want to point out though is Roman has got such a big brain on him, it doesn't actually fit in his profile picture here. You reckon that's indicative of him now being the IGL?
I think we'll find out as time goes on. Maybe not, because they're all walking into the M4, Oscar. I feel like that was a massive opportunity to shut this round down. However, on the flip side, it seems Saw are just answering a force by woe.
Yeah, this is a really nice response here from Sort. As Quirts and Beastie, the last two alive, they could still give this one a look in, but they decide against it. As a 2-on-4 is a difficult task, even if there is a Deagle in that midst. Yeah, Sort just getting completely overwhelmed in middle there. Or excuse me, Sort completely overwhelming in middle there, as Sinners forced on back. As you said, Oscar, a big opportunity to capitalise, isn't able to find a single frag, and with that, an equalised scoreline early doors. That is a banging M4 skin, I must say.
The Cyrex?
No, the one before had a Titan Hollow on best position.
I'm not a big sticker guy.
Oh, look at that. Gorgeous.
Not my cup of tea. A1S, though? Hey, I think the A1S has one of the best skins in the game. Antico's fire.
Okay. I like it. I'm a Cyrex user myself.
I mean,
Sniper boost.
it's a really good affordable skin.
Yeah, exactly, and it fits with my red theme.
What's your USP?
Kill confirmed.
Yes! The best skin in the game.
Yeah, it's an absolute banger. Actually, I quite like the Perfect World version as well with the robot on it.
Oh, isn't it blue too?
Yeah, it's a blue glow around the robot. It looks quite cool.
It's so cool, man. Give me that variant. Anyway, we're going to see a variant from Sinners, because so far mid has been quite the tall order for them to defend. Even on the pistol, that's where the opener kind of came from. It was thanks to the space allocated. They really just abused it here, and now with only a pistol standing in their way in A main, I feel like there shouldn't be a long story to tell.
Yeah, it's a never-ending story, you could say. See, he'll survive the first test. Aras Dolce gets one with the Molotov. Then as he peers on in, Beastic goes for a frag himself, gets away with Ujerks. 3-on-3 is Story backing away, deals with Oscar. Another advantage to this T-side. Quirts and Beastic stuck up towards the top of the staircase. And as they try and peer above that smoke, I think Story might have spotted them. Because, yeah, Util runs on over. Perfect peek from Story. That's a Beastic save here.
And what's so unfortunate about that boost is that if they were just slightly further forward, they'd probably see Story. They probably get a 2-on-2. They've got a kit. They've got a flash to get back in. You know somebody is stuck relatively around the site. I mean, that could have been a big opportunity with all the info you had moving into that 2-on-2. It's just unfortunate. I mean, these rounds feel way too loose from Sinners, where they're not too careful about the way they're taking some of these fights. We look at the pistol, it's Quirts overextending in connector. We look at the following round, it's, I'd say, an ill-willed push in mid, and then we look here, it's just a straight fly out A main from a 5-7. Every one of these rounds, the opener is coming up from something overextended from Sinners.
Yeah, and Beastic might not have been overextended, but he's not going to survive the hunt either. With him going down, the economy of the CT side is flattened. They might have done a good job in the pistol. Look, they need to start picking up the pace come the gun rounds. As that's where they're not able to hold their weight as of yet. Saw in the meantime. Yeah, they're living it large. Full util, full guns, even a Mac-10 on Story, which for a situation like this is the perfect weapon. And, ooh, lovely nade as well, but Story gets obliterated by Beastic's USP.
I think they're gonna try recovering this. Aragorn just pulled out the HE. And had he been there maybe a second later doing the exact same thing, We could be speaking a lot more of this round for Sinners, but for now, it's still just a 5-on-4, albeit not awful, but not amazing with only a MAC-10 to help them.
Yeah, Aragorn coming in from Los Alpacas, I believe, and GTZ as his two former teams. He's an experienced Portuguese player. He's not just coming out of the woodworks now. So hopefully he is a good substitute for Mutiris. I mean, so far, 2-2, nothing to complain about, holding his own as Sinners. I mean, they're going to struggle to hold off this mid-play here. Quirt's battered and bruised by Ujerks. His space continually taken here. Now, Smoke blooming towards the CT side of middle.
Ooh.
I mean, Zeko is under pressure with that MAC-10.
I mean, if they can go 1-for-1 on this A main player, maybe there's a world. But now, seems that door is quickly closed. For a moment in time, there was a flank coming through from A main. I thought maybe with the element of surprise, with a couple of players not looking the right way at the right time, they could have made something of this round. But at the end of the day, it's USPs to full eco. It's not a Cinderella story in which Sinners are going to come away on top. But SAR looking a lot better than I had expected coming in.
Yeah, definitely so, but it is the T-side of the most T-sided map in the pool. And this is an important round for Sinners now. Yeah, what are we expecting? Maybe like 8-round T-side here for SAR? Absolute best case scenario? I feel like
it's hard to set precedents on scores now.
Sure. But I feel like that's what they need in order to take this one over the line. So I reckon this map more than many, having a new player in your midst trying to play a CT side, it's very difficult.
Orchestrate those rotations properly and such. Makes sense, but they make it more than that if they keep playing like this. Quickly into Khan again. Quartz is open upon B-Stick. A lot to do and not a lot of space to do it. His 3 kills fly out the radar. Sinners don't even have a plan to retake this. Another smoke refreshed on Palace. They're going around through CT, maybe looking into if they get a kill or not. But moral of the story is, this round's already done.
Yeah, this round's over as SAR stick the landing for a 4th. And hey, Shock and Oscar just got to run away and save. I mean, I kind of miss the Sinners of old. I miss the original Sinners with Oscar. Back when I think, what was it, Neofrag was on the lineup as well.
Yep.
Oh man, those were the days. That was when Sinners were 19th in the world. That was what, 2021, 2022?
Didn't they make a couple of Tier 1 event runs too during that tenure? I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, to memory. Did Sinners make a Pro League or did they just miss out?
I think it was a Pro League. I'm pretty sure it was.
Is this where I go back on HLTV and have a gander?
Is this where we both have a race going back on HLTV?
Okay. I see you. I'll race you to it.
Probably gonna win.
They made a blast at one point, no? Oh no, they made the RMR and Pro League Conference. We'll go back further. Yes, Pro League Season 14. There we go.
Yeah, I was not coming close to that. Unlucky.
We're good. We're good.
That nade was almost on the money.
So close, but so far as Quirts. That would be a nice little opener to find. I know he's forced on back. The dig only actually doing 34 damage, a lot less than I anticipated. As there is a nice stack up here towards the B site. Only a solo player and Zedco on now middle. But SAR have not activated just yet. They could still go either way. Bomber's playing passive, and I think they know that it's a bit of a rough buy for Sinners here. Shark and Oscar need to do the heavy lifting.
And so far, there's not been much of that going on. Not a lot of pressure applied this round by Sinners, which, you know, been a bit controversial in the past, but a couple that they've gone for it, so I'm not entirely against it. But time is running low, and there's still an okay amount of utility to try and stop this. I think it just all depends where this smoke goes, and it could be better. And that flash used up on A main leaves them with absolutely nothing, barring that Zedco doesn't find this defense. It doesn't seem he'll have much assistance. Couple maybe coming in the nick of time, but this will likely be up to him and him alone. Fully flashed off the angle around, probably lives and dies with that.
Yeah, it would joke to follow up onto Oscar, meaning they actually lose one of those saved over rifles. Oh, and make it a double as Roman sneaks in behind Quirts. Shark and B-Stick
Saving a 5-7 and an A1S, but at the same time, Saw have more than enough money to hunt this. They could happily just send all 5 players in and still have a solid investment come the next. So that's what I want to see. I want to see them suffocating Beastic and Shotkit when they're slowly sending a couple of players towards the right position, but the rest of them just go for the full save. Okay, I like this. Discipline in the Saw ranks as that bomb timer continues to tick on down. And outside of that pistol round, Sinners really have not looked all that impressive.
No, they haven't, and even then, there's still a lot of leeway in that pistol round that Saw kind of gave over, which they haven't in these following ones, which makes it all the more worrying as to what Sinners are going to show moving forward. At least they'll get the off out, so there's something there, right? Maybe Oscar can step back up to the plate, answer with a couple kills of his own. But one thing I want to see from Sinners is coordinated aggression in some of these choke points. We haven't once seen them flash into B main. We haven't seen them try to hold on to A main control aggressively in one of these gun rounds. And most importantly, without the op, we haven't seen much going on around mid. I think finally that's going to change. But how does it? So far, it's just 5 men split up across the map, and this is exactly where Saw want to hit him where it hurts. Quickly going in, they're all discoordinated right now, stuck behind the smoke. Nobody's in A. It's retake or call it off.
I absolutely love this from Saw right now. They've read it perfectly. There is nobody here to defend against their onslaught. And with that, it's a 5-on-5 retake. 4 players funneled into this CT push. Oh, the flash. It's gorgeous from Arisdolce, but shock. He's doubled up in response. There is now a chance.
Roman's in the corner, though. And this is the most important kill of the round. If he doesn't get cleared, might just fall like that. Nobody looks. 2 kills. Oscar needs the refrag, but it seems too far too late. And with that second shot firing into the wild blue, you know this one's done. Reading for the hills. Oscar has done everything he can. He and Shock were the only ones getting kills in this round. And again, it just feels so uncoordinated from Sinners, where so many different spots are left open. Nobody's really doubled up with one another. And when A has been such an intense target for Saw in these past few rounds, I'm surprised that they would even forego having a third player in that area.
Yeah, I'm also surprised they don't use more utility on that retake there. If they'd have just bounced the flash in close, allow for the close swing to come on through in one of the most easy to anticipate spots. That's where Roman was hiding. One flashbang would have dispelled anything, but he's able to get away with a 2K and absolutely dismantle the round. That was perfectly played from Saw, and now a double up setup employed as Shock, this time ready to receive, but only for the single. Great trade from Aracorn.
And again, they've left it all to one player. With Shock down, that might just be the round. The retakes haven't been great from Sinners, bar the pistol round. The utility, yeah, it's there in some of the kits, but crossfires are already established. And now the time's going to start to run against them as the smoke blooms in CT spawn. Needing it open might be the right idea, but Beastic catches one of his own, so it's a worthwhile trade, so says Saw. They only get one player through. Now Story comes up to join in the action. Kill comes in, and everybody goes out. The only thing back is a lucky frag from Quartz, which doesn't seem to be lasting very long. He's just hoping for an escape route, and Sinners will allow 7 to slip early on. Saw are very much so in control.
That's a banger shot from Story as well. Just drive-by AWPing. Increasingly difficult to do in CS2. As Ujurks now. Well, we're going to find Quirts as well. Flash comes over. Oh, he's heard him running. He's heard Oscar running. But Oscar will survive. Nicely done, but that's hardly a consolation. As, gosh, Saw just look mighty impressive here. 7-1. Sinners have had 0 response. They look like they're flatlining right now.
It almost feels like from Saw, it's, if it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, they've gone for these A plays, I think, 3 times in a row now, and Sinners just can't get a hold of it. I kind of blame the lack of info gathering and the lack of, I'd say, well-established protocols. Right? Because it just doesn't feel like they want to cheat a third player over on B. Even when they have that resource available to them, they haven't doubled up with it because they're worried about Quirts from Connector and what happens if he dies over at A. He's got to back up a little bit. They've got to double up A, keep 1 in mid, put 2 on the other, well, I'm sorry, double B. I don't know if that's just me, but The layouts of the sites always screw with me on this map. I don't know why.
No, I get you as well, don't worry. But need I remind you that Sinners, this is their best map, highest rated, second most played. 18 in the past 3 months with a 72% win rate, and Saw are making them look foolish. This is their worst rated map on Saw.
I was going to say that. I mean, this is going into this when we were talking about how we expected this to be a competitive 3-mapper. I kind of wasn't sure after I saw the veto come through. I was like, this might just be free for Sinners, because it just so happens that Sinners' best map is also Saw's. So you're guaranteed getting your nuke. You're playing in their worst. It just feels like everything is going their way. However, now, finally the tides shift a little bit. Shock with an opener, and Saw have to be the ones earning it back. Post up Oscar and leave and B. This is a nice angle to pick up with the op, and a double comes from it. So finally something promising in the grand scheme for Sinners. And shifting back to B, we know where this one's headed.
Yeah, finally we have to see Saw adapt on the fly. This is something that had not even been tested on so far, because they've just been hammering Sinners with no response. Now, Beastick, ready and waiting for Roman's play here. Roman waiting for his teammates to come on over. Aragon might have been heard on this rotation too. I've got the AWPer and the backlines ready and waiting, but Roman will be the man to entry. This is still technically a 3 versus 2. This could still be the round, as Quirt's preoccupied with Canals finally swivels round. Doesn't know that all 3 of them are here, but Aragon denies anything further. There's no way that Saw are able to cling this one back as well. Surely 30 seconds to get the bomb down. There is loads of time.
And they smoked off Palace. One of the biggest retake angles is now cut off. Story! If he had posted for a half second more, it's advantage changing hands, and it might still be as he walks back in. Suspicious as ever. 2 spotted, others low. There's no way they've just done this unless Sock has a 1v2. And of course, he's going to give it a go-ahead. This is their best looking round in a while. Moving in from Palace on 73 HP. He's now been detected, but they both line up. The A1S finally answers the call to action, and Sinners, close as ever, finally come away on top with one.
Oh my goodness, Sinners very close to letting that one slip away. A 5 versus 3 turned 1 versus 2. A monster, an absolutely necessary clutch coming on out. It's a really solid A defense there. They get a little bit more proactive, but after being proactive, they don't extend further for that information, allow B to get overwhelmed, and if Zedco doesn't get that frag there, I don't think the round is possible. Shot getting a little lucky that they line up for him, trying to go for the double swing instead of holding. But yeah, that's 2 on the board for Sinners. It took them a long damn time. Some of these rounds have been absolutely embarrassing, and the fact that one gets so close as well means they can't entirely be happy with the result.
I think the issue is still static, right? Look at the last part of that round where Beastick is completely isolated. They're not playing with one another. Finally, we see Crossfire, and look like it works wonders. Beastick, a drive-by first onto Story, leaves them speechless, out of answers and out of opportunities for trades. Now Shock steps up and clears out Canals. They have every piece of info in the world right now. Yeah. This would be one massive round to drop, boost, disassembled forcefully by Oscar. And now it's just a game of pity prizes.
Although, it is still a 2 versus 3 after that Ujo's kill. Aragon is crazily low. But they've got a flash, 2 smokes. They could still push for B here with, currently only a single defender in Beastick. It's an MP9 versus 2 AKs. Yes, it is the perfect weapon to deal with Aragon right now. But I don't want to entirely rule this one out of contention. Yeah, look at that. So Oscar preoccupied with middle right now. As Aragon peeking through, does he spot Beastick? No, he doesn't. Ujerk's now in the danger zone, dancing around a pillar with an MP9. It's a losing battle, and Oscar rotates in the nick of time. 3 on the board for Sinners now, looking a lot more comprehensive.
That was good. That was a really good looking round from Sinners. I critiqued their protocols coming into this round. Just night and day, where we finally see a Crossfire at B, we see them get away with an opening pick, and we see it look like a well-oiled machine. After they stall them at B, Shock realizes something's up. He knows the leverage he's gotten recently in A main, and decides to push the boundary just a little bit. And I like this because even if Shock dies, Oscar is right there. They're not getting into A. They don't get a free site or massive free territory because of it. And then you look at the risk reward and think it's just a no-brainer. It's perfect every step of the way. Even the last kill from Beastick, the angle he plays is superb.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. The Sinners want to make their mark on this map. I'm honestly still very impressed with how Saw have been able to play this map out so far. But CT side is the real test, and if that's one you can withstand, then honestly, more power to them. If Saw can win this map, they deserve the 2-0, especially with Sinner's record on it. But if Sinners can get 5 rounds on this CT side, that is ample opportunity for them to close out in the second half. It'll come down to the earlier stages, the gimmick rounds, and which way they swing. But yeah, for the meantime, Sinners playing for information, playing that bit more aggressively. They're less static, and it's great to see. As Saw now are struggling to respond as Shock. Ooh, I thought that smoke was bouncing straight through. He is lucky to be alive here. As Ujerk's also taking a bit of preliminary damage.
I mean, you're happy to get him out of dodge, though. Nade goes in. Ujerks, watch your step on 29 HP. Shock's not going to clear this corner. I don't think he expects Ujerks to have already come up, or maybe he does. Good clear at the very last second. Amasses him an opening kill. And doubling down with Oscar means this round is on red alert. Zedko even wants some action in this. Aragorn's not ready for the peak. And this is all falling to pieces. Saw a hop, skip, and a jump away from not only giving away 4, but having a struggle coming into this last round. Momentum is shifted, and Shock isn't done. Like Spotted Story's taken out, dispatched of, and now Roman has everything to do with his back against the wall. Time running low, too. With all the space that Sinners have, you know where he is.
Oh, look at this. They're set up for him.
Oscar will miss the shot. Roman tapping away. Battler 2 of the old guards of the scene here. As Oscar knows he's crossed, he goes a little aggressive, he gets a little goofy with it, and Roman sent back to the Empire, it seems, as now Saw just about able to cling on an attempt for an 8th round. I said 8 rounds, probably the minimum they're going to need if they want to have a successful CT side here. Sinners might well be able to deny this. They look so much better, and another thing indicative of their success, they've got 3 AKs on CT side with full defuse kits and util.
It's a very rare goodbye from Sinners. Honestly, it's one of their best in this game so far. Zedko, hell and high water, is catching a couple of Molotovs, is forced to exit his nifty angle. Aragorn now lying on opposite ends of the wall from one another, but instead, the real eyeball of this round is left on B main, where Beastick's just given up an opener. So far, a battle of utility other than that, but I feel like that's Sinner's only leverage is when it comes to the war of attrition. They have been significantly outgunned.
Zedko right now in a dangerous position as further reinforcements come to supply Aragorn. Ujerk ready for the door swing, but Aragorn shift walks into it. Now back to a 3v3. Excellent coverage there from Oscar. He's been fantastic in some of these bait switches in for another frag onto Roman, leaving the T's in a 2-on-3. Oscar, I think he sees the shadow of Story above that smoke. It's a game of hunting here as Oscar getting very close with that AWP, but barrel spotted, and that is an unnecessary overextension from Oscar given they have the man advantage.
That is a very rare, obstreperous move from from Oscar that may just cost him the round, because A is wide open thanks to that, leaving Shock all by his lonesome with everything to worry about. And they've even got further utility to stop Course from a quick retake attempt, Story punching the digits down. Neraz Doche's the one supporting, both soon to take the fight over around the long region. This crossfire would be unruly to try thwarting, so Saw get what kind of felt like a freebie round past that kill in mid. And honestly, it should have been theirs from the get-go. It was a nice crossfire that had initially brought it back to a manageable point from Saw, but thinking about these 3-on-3s, even if Oscar doesn't make that move, they're so tricky to try and overcome that it's not surprising to see Saw come away with it.
Yeah, this has been a very impressive map from Saw. 7 rounds in a row on their T-side, interrupted by only a streak of 3. There's also, just want to give a shout out to production so far. We've had some really solid replays coming through. We do have a quick tech pause coming in the meantime. Hopefully that is patched up in a moment. As apparently it's a microphone issue on the side of Sinners, so that hopefully shouldn't take too long to fix. I mean, for me, the best solution there, just quick restart of the game. CSGO loves to meddle with the microphone sometimes. I realise now these guys aren't playing matchmaking. I, of course, meant to say TeamSpeak, so... yeah,
I'll just give it a quick love tap.
Yeah, just close the app and quick reopen.
No, give it the good old TV remote syndrome.
Ah, I see.
That solution.
Just, yeah.
A couple of slams.
I have to do that with my
computer.
computer.
Punches.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that all the time.
I got a
sometimes if it really starts acting out of line, I dump Monster on it.
Okay, ladies, it's like the video of someone washing their CPU in a sink. That's what.
Yes, I've seen that.
That's what I'm picturing. I see you pouring Monster on it, which is even worse because it makes it sticky and unusable. Ah, man,
I'll teach it to stop acting out of line.
You scare me, Andren. Also, hold on a minute. Zedko has the entire team's utility on his back, so he's gonna be the execution man.
I just realized they have a great idea coming into this. They've just taken full info over to B. They know it's coming. They have 4 players here, soon to be assisted by the 5th. There's no way you're cracking into A. They have to reroute.
And Oscar, that's a perfect shot onto Roman in towards middle. Oscar the lurk here had the right idea, but now as Sinners scurry over towards B, they will be received by an army of 2. Story, lovely headshot as Beastie gets the assist. Story charges down Zedko. This is looking like a great retake so far. Ujux follows on, and Oscar dispatched off by Aragorn. That is a fantastic retake from Saw. Can they keep up this momentum? As Sinners will at least be afforded a buy from that bomb plant.
This was a massive risk for Saw the whole step of the way. They start this round with 1 person at B. It was a 1-1-3 split, where if they get killed, let's say, for instance, Sinners were going for a B push on the pistol. If they get that kill, round's done. It's 5-on-4, there's utility to stop them from coming in, the bomb's down, it's post plants galore. You're just not retaking that. But since they get that info, since they don't get taken down, everybody and their brother runs to the A site. And by the time Saw try to get in with their Sinners, everybody's there. The first kill goes against them. There's a smoke blocking their path. There's Julie's on the other end. Try again, and they get steamrolled.
Sinners do at least have a chance to respond here, and Zedko does so very nicely. Aragorn, how is he there? Aragorn is blind, shot up, and Story shoots up Quirts. And still the MP9 goes unaccounted for and makes it back safely to his teammate in A Archers. So, okay, this is a pretty good start for Saw, all things considered. But they have taken some pretty heavy damage. Ujux, though. Oh, he's going to surely find Shock here. No, the timing eludes! And Shock gets away with a kill with Zedko! Oh, Zedko, the double up in dark! This has just completely undermined everything Saw had assembled.
This is overconfidence in this round. Feeling all of the fire from being right in the previous round, they go with an audacious call, which I think is under-supported. They go for this Canals Crunch, where they throw, I don't know if maybe that was by intention, or if the smoke missed off the start, but normally for this Canals Crunch, you see a smoke on the stairs, but they not only have it on the stairs, but one on the arches too. I think with the volumetric smokes they combine, but the point is, they only send 2 there through that smoke. So when they're slightly misspaced, when one of them is caught by a flash, there is no chance for a trade frag to come through. You need a little more assistance than that, and now it leaves them in a sticky spot. Only Deagles to contest.
Yeah, this is a rough patch for Saw right now. They've gone for the full force into those Deagles. 5-7's a scrapper util. And that util quickly being expended. A flash, 2 smokes and a nade remain up against some pretty hefty util belts on the Sinners camp. I said 8 rounds with a minimum for this Saw side. In order to get this map over the line, and it's moments like these that are exactly why. Zedko up in mid with Quirts as Roman on just the Deeg. not having as successful a second half so far, but that's a banger of a headshot. Quirts now 1 in 12, turns 2 in 13, but it's not good enough in a round like this. Story guns down Zego to 5 HP. If he gets away with murder here, that's criminal. How is he still alive?
What? He's still stuck in the corner, and they're not hunting him down. They have to fall away. There's no way in your right mind you can run down that angle. I am shocked that nade misses too. I thought maybe by the skin of their teeth that nade would catch him. But now they all regroup. Even with the low HP, it shouldn't matter. So long as you're a absolute train of power running into A. Bomb goes down. A smoke stops him from coming in. Story. This would be a mistake going through the smoke. He wasn't aware of what was on the other end. And now their only leverage back into the round falls to pieces. Sinners, this callback is looking good.
I don't know why he decides to go solo through the smoke there. Just a foolish decision. Just wait for your teammates to come down CT. If you're going to flash yourself through the smoke, at least wait till you've got the backup to make it happen, make it matter. There's now Dolce saving an A1S. Roman waiting for somebody to walk towards his position on the hump, but it's not going to happen. This was such a winnable round for Saw. It looked so damn good, but now they're going to have another eco here. The Sinners make their way up onto 6th and likely a 7th because of it.
That's crazy, man. I mean, with how this round starts, with the kill from Roman, with these trades coming through left, right, and center, this entire engagement is one stray bullet, one more bullet connecting away from probably being Sinners. Because this push makes so much more sense in a 2-on-3, where somebody's stuck planting the bomb. Maybe I'd like someone to be closer in CT, but the point is, it very easily could have been Saw's had that kill come through. It's the threat of that third player that really changes it.
Yeah, the third player is enough to change Saw's entire game plan in that round, as Oscar now tapping away and the USPs look for a bit of space that they can maybe run down Beastic here. No, okay, he deals with Aragon very quickly. There is an A1S on the back of Roman, but he doesn't want to further that. The Story is forced back into the depths of middle. Nice molly. And Saw's lead being whittled down piece by piece. Only a 2-round lead here off of their initial 4. And Oscar, I love this position. It's such an annoying one to deal with. Doesn't anticipate Ujerks, as this could get a bit dangerous. Okay, that's actually the USP to finish the job, as Ujerks eventually gets removed, but the Deagle brings it into a 3-on-3. I don't think Story's going to survive for long in Canals, though.
No.
Is
he?
Okay. He's a nuisance right now, but so is Beastic and Quirts. There we go.
That could have gone off the rails. I mean, the M4 was there. It was a supported 2-man crossfire. It's just picked apart a little too easily. Now Eras Dolce has everything to answer for. It's a nice shot on B-Stick, but reality sinks in when you swing back into 2 more players and give Sinners the 7th. Though, now is a very, very important round. We said, Saw, we'd like to see them with 8 out of the half. That's likely enough to push them through the finish, which, to our credit, I'd agree with you and say it was. But these shortcomings are really starting to add up, and if this rifle falls the way of Sinners, then that 8-4 lead is wiped off the board. It'd be pretty much tied off.
Yeah, it would be 9-9. That's where things get a little bit scary. And, oh, okay, the charge really picking up here for Sinners. It looks like they might just be heading straight into A, but no, they're just taking a bit of map control. My main problem here is that Saw have a single A defender at best. Arisdotche wasn't even on the site until about 5 seconds ago, and now Aragorn slowly files on into assist. They do have a little bit of util between them, and my recommendation is that they throw some of it now, because they're not going to get a chance in a second's time. Shot! That is a stunner of a double entry, and that is the round, which does give me a brief moment to shout out our partners over at Hellcase. Scroll down below to the banner in our stream description to find out more. There we go. We got a $400 giveaway live right now. That will be drawn on the 10th of the 11th, on the 10th of November. So be sure to go and check out the banner in our stream description to find out more and enter their giveaway.
What's cool about that Hellcase graphic is we were just talking about the kill confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We love a good kill.
I must say, the Crimson Web touch is nice, but why a Huntsman?
I think the Huntsman Crimson Web is a banger. I got scammed out of my original Huntsman Crimson Web back in 2017. I was a very sad man for a very long time.
Man, Huntsman knives suck.
You suck. How dare you? Huntsman knives are a great knife. We can go back and forth.
I know you. I don't. You must be talking about on like Krypton or something, because I know you're not talking about on Earth.
Damn, man's throwing the Superman references at me.
Well, absolutely. Such an obliviously bad take. It had me searching for superheroes to save you.
That's rehearsed. Screw you.
Rehearsed? Nah, that was all on the fly.
Well, I might have to fly away from this in a minute. If you can't at least accept there are some nice Huntsman knives.
I can't. I'm sorry.
That's a
like
baller.
okay.
If we're ordering knives, like there's certainly worse. There's a lot worse. You could do worse. Like I think the Ursus is worse. I think the gut knife is worse. I think the falchion is worse.
You're gonna hate me when I say this. I've got a gut knife Autotronic for CT side and a ceramic Crimson Web on T.
Anyway, not much to contest against for Sinners. Saw only bring 2 rifles to the table, and we discussed this struggle. I don't have high expectations, but maybe that can change. Through the smoke, Zedco's given away an opener. And the one thing they don't really have a ton of, which is kind of surprising, is utility. Yeah, Oscar and Quartz, they have enough for an exec, but as for taking map control back, which they kind of need to do now, they're not in a great spot. They only have a couple of spare flashes and a smoke, which they're about to use.
Zedco dying there is a bit of a problem. As Saw still don't have that good of a buy behind themselves here. Aristotle not even running Kevlar with his Deagle right now. Puts us in a position where I reckon Sinners still should be able to comfortably take this round, but Aristotle needed to land that shot on the first bullet, and he will. 5 versus 3 ensues. No presence really on B. Having said that, oh no, that Molotov is not meant to land there. Beastie gets mowed down by Ujux and Roman. This round's fallen apart for Sinners here. How the hell has this gone so drastically wrong? Ujux as well, carrying on through with the freebie for him onto Quirts. Having a nightmare map right now, and Oscar just has to scamper away. That is a major win for Saw.
It's about time. I mean, there's been so many of these rounds that end unfortunately for Saw. Now Sinners grasping at straws just to hang on to their one dying wish, which is the op on Oscar. And eventually, they'll pinpoint exactly where he is. Heras Doce seems to already have the right idea. Moving back through B main, well supported. There's players stopping his runarounds to the other end of the map, and Oscar finally gives in and gives away. Now, Aragorn's time to step up. Falters, Thames running out. Wait, are they going to try to kill him after time? No, story swings a little too early. But you still drop the op nonetheless, so it's a big expense the Sinners have to undercover.
Yeah, but that is also a pretty big expense for the likes of Saw. They are definitely the ones coming into this next round with less money. Sinners can afford the rebuy in full. Shock had $8,500, so can easily drop over Oscar. Not to say that I guess it wasn't worthwhile in the long run, though. They're not going to have all that much loss bonus, and if they lose this round as well, that's when things get a little bit complicated, especially in the AWP department. But thankfully, since that was effectively an eco round or a half-buy round, and Story finding that opener onto Oscar, wasting the AWP investment, that makes things a lot better for this CT side.
This is their all-out buy. This is everything that Sinners have right now. We were talking earlier about the eco-destruction of Saw. That may be the case if they can't clean up their act here. Quartz! It's been a long, hard-fought game for him. Maybe not so much hard-fought.
Rough.
Battle's not over, so he contributes in the long run. And even recovers the AWP. Maybe not the end of the story yet.
Yeah, Shock now the first man in. It's a nice crossfire here, but oh, the flash from Beastie! It is scandalous as Shock gets away with one murder. Can he finish the job? It will be Beastie to do so. And call it there. Saw, there's nothing more they can do. How the hell does it get flipped on its head that quickly? What a perfect flash thrown in towards A.
This is what I'm talking about, man. These rounds, it's not even saying that Saw or Sinners are playing it poorly. It's just these unlucky timings that they have massive round-changing outcomes where if that flash is 1 second sooner, probably get that kill on both ends for Sinners. It's probably, or sorry, for Saw. It's probably an easy shutdown. Rounds done there. And even looking back beforehand, where Quirts barely gets a kill of his own, it's just so many spots you can look at in these rounds that, you know, you can play with these duels by maybe a slight position movement or a slight timing change, and it has a drastic effect on the outcome of the round. This is another one that goes against Saw. It's been happening almost all game. And Sinners, they somehow seem to come away one step ahead every single time. Now, there's money left for Saw, so it's not the worst of outcomes, but
they're still tiptoeing on the line of bankruptcy as soon as things stop going their way.
Yeah, being heavily supported by loss bonus here, which is always a nice benefit to have, because they're going to have at least some semblance of loss bonus all the way up till the end of this map. But either way, Sinners here really coming back into the fold. They want a re-equalizer. And they're one step away from getting it. Timeout's out the way, getting back into the round. As Ujerks, living up to his namesake, you could say there. Ujerkson with the Molotov. But now, Assault have a very solid chance of breaking away if they just slip this one over the line, get some momentum back in their favour with how close some of these rounds have been going. Sinners still have to be on high alert, as there is so much riding on these next two rounds.
A very tense ending is certainly teed up. We gotta get there first, and so far it seems pretty basic from Saw, but there's a reason this is usually a standard procedure, is because it works. It's not bad. And I like the way they have things set up currently. Not overextending, but not really leaving a lot of holes open. This will be the first to eventually poke its ugly head out, and that's the fact that there's a lot of space up for grabs in mid for Sinners. They've done well with it before. Smoke expires on canals, and they inch their way closer in con, but this isn't necessarily saying they're going into B. This is just a piece of the map they'd like to have.
Shock! He may give them leverage elsewise. Double could be in order, however, story's still posted, so overzealousness gets punished and called out by the ops. Still doesn't seem to thwart them away from going A. The only thing stopping them is a smoke, but that's going to give them time to set up. You know where this approach is going again. However, there's only 3 here for Sinners.
Yeah, they're lining up and execute, though, with what little util they have left. Story gets back early, lobs in a nade. That's nicely done, and a great opener onto Quirts. Aragorn here to support. And with that, a 4 versus 2. Ujerks jumping behind the column. Even has enough time to spin round and deal with Oscar. B-Sticker 1 versus 4. Surely not going to happen here.
I respect the effort trying to cover the fall into a very loud body of water.
As, if he goes down after time here, that could be absolutely brutal, but at the same time, not really enough economy for Saw to continue pressuring. So Beastie gets away with an AK and can drop that one over to Oscar. Much, much needed. Saw will be the first onto 11. Can they convert this into a match point?
We've been teeing with the idea of this the whole game. After that first, well, maybe not the whole game, but after that first half,
certainly felt like this was Saw's game to lose, and now they're living up to it, keeping Sinners on their very last paycheck. And so far, it's rather slow from Sinners, not wanting to be quick about making the potential first mistake. Now flashing into A main, finally trying to start some controversy. Shock does just that. And as Dolce seems to be no match for the opening pick going the way of Sinners. Well, health is low on him. This creates a massive vacancy around the board. Aragorn, he's pulled into B. Left open is mid. Somebody back in that region just yet.
Yeah, they desperately need some mid-control on this CT side, but unfortunately that's not going to happen as they encapsulate around A. Ujerks tries his best to run through a smoke, but is immediately cut down by Quirts. And on that note, the round's over. Everybody on the Saw side dispelled. Story inches from death. And we might find ourselves 11-11 here because the economy of that CT side is struggling. I think they should only be going for a half buy come the next day at best. because Aragorn, Ujox, Aris, Dolce, Ujox especially, has just got no money on this CT side.
And they don't have any loss bonus either, if I remember correctly. These rounds have just been 1-for-1 trades back and forth and back and forth. There's really nothing established, especially if you lose either one of these players. And bye-bye goes that AK. Roman caught in the long run via HE, and now with Story out of the question, so is the force buy in the next. 11 all pretty much should be everything we talk about.
Yeah, honestly, don't even go for a half buy here. Just bring in a pistol if you're Roman on 4K. Sinners biting straight back into the possibility of winning this one, maybe even in regulation. They are actually favoured by those 1x bet odds, 1.77 to the 1.98 according to our partners. As Saw, I feel like if they want to give themselves the best chance at winning this series mentally, and also just in terms of it being a very tough fight on that third and final map, they need to close here on close here on Anubis. I'm still muddling up those maps as Quirt's muddled his frags in middle. Will he be able to survive the USP onslaught? Gets Ding-Tong down. Orb to support as Soche and Aragorn one apiece. But Beastic is there to pick up the Orb and find the final kill. A little bit messy, but it's over.
The fact that they almost find 3 kills out of that's criminal. I mean, look, let's break this down a little bit. That third kill comes through. The bomb's in T-spawn. The closest responders, Khan and Canals. Like, obviously you're not going to expect the bomb to be there. You're going to go grab the op. You're going to try and go set up near where you hear the other players, which is in Canals. And the round's still probably Sinners for the taking, but a lot closer is the moral of the story. And now when the rifles come out, all bets are off.
Yeah, Saw lose this round, they lose the game. And look at the nade damage onto Zedko and Shock to start things off. It's perfectly placed. Now they just need to place a bullet between the eyes. They need to extend this advantage further. There's Story going blow for blow with Oscar. Very close to spotting each other, but it's not going to come through as Ujox forced backwards by a Molotov of Zedko's creation. Minimap still not quite like in Molotovs in CS2, but Story... Oh, it's a lovely opener. That was a necessitated shot. And Beastic also caught by Story on the repeat, going 20 in 12 right now. Story has been a stalwart fragger and an absolutely massive piece of the puzzle for the Saw lineup.
Half HP on Shock and Zedko from the early rip. This is not looking good. They're even numbers on this B-site defense. It's so rare to see that. And there's no reason to falter or mess around with this setup. Everybody's split from Sinners. One from mid, one from Con, one from B main. Again, not hiding their avenue of approach, but maybe lightening the workload after that kill from Quartz comes through. Because hold on a second.
No.
If they exchange glances inside of this smoke or one gets too suspicious, then the round's right back on. They hear this rotation. 20 seconds to go. And right now, the only one here is Eras Dolce, Quartz. The unknown man in mid, stepping up, changing his KD around to something a little more manageable. Moving up to 10 kills, however, the round's still not done just yet. Shock back in, bomb plant guaranteed. Story posted, but won't get anything. And now we're back into it. Sure, they're low, but they can isolate these fights. Moving into short. Story's alone, and he'll never get help. You jerks, the only thing helping him is the element of anonymity, and now as Zedko turns around, even that seems out the window, hearing the footsteps. He does damage. But it's one bullet apiece. The next bullet wins them map point guaranteed, and it seems Shock gets there first. A 3-on-5 spun around puts Sinners on map point.
Oh, it always seems like Saw are just missing that one bit of the puzzle. They just leave a little bit of the map too unguarded, and after Story's fantastic efforts in the round, it's still not enough. Ujox and Zedko walk into each other in the smoke there. If only he'd been able to just realise what had happened. What had happened in that smoke, then maybe Saw would have come out with a 12, but instead it's Sinners looking to close in regulation. They're up against 4 MP9s and an A1S, a surprising amount of utility given the circumstances, but I don't think that's going to be of much comfort to the CT side. Look at this, SG peeking on in for Shock, and Roman about to be delivered one if he goes for the white swing here.
And they've got utility if they want to clear this angle out. I mean, they've been here before. Multiple times. Now would be the time to abuse it, but Shock is just waiting, hoping that someone gets a little overeager. This is very much so a possibility. That Molly might even tell them where a couple of players are. Shock can sneak forward, and 2 players on the other end. Means a 1-for-1 trade. U-Jerks waits out the Molly and doesn't take a lick of damage on it. The 4-on-4s very often favor the T's, and you've still got Beastic here ensuring that Creed can't be recovered. If it is, you jerks will have another thing coming. Eventually, your shoulder will poke out, and while the kill doesn't come through, it's a lot of really good info, and mollies are exchanged once again. You jerks, he has to commit to a swing at this point, I believe, or maybe not. Oscar doesn't opt to catch an HE of his own, but instead, Beastic delivers the killing blow. B is open, and they spot one of the quickest rotators around. Aragorn down. And now it's all up to Story, very much so well aware of his position, but 2 kills back makes this a little more doable.
Story now pushing in the 1 versus 2. Knows where Quirtz is, a fake flash from a pistol. Not going to draw out much. No. Excuse me, there's an Apache flying over my house right now. A Story peers in for the first, swings the wrong side for the second. As unfortunately the attack chopper does not arrive in time, and that will be the map win for Sinners, just about.
Man, it just feels like the synopsis of that map, unlucky. Saw so many rounds they come in with the right idea, slightly off the ball on execution, and it's not like it's a ton in these rounds. It's not like they're making countless and countless mistakes. It's just where that mistake is happening and the impact that comes from it. A couple of overeager swings, little lacking in the crossfires. The trades could have been slightly better in some rounds, but even here, I mean, if they put maybe one more person there, or in this round, because we already talked about how this is 1 bullet away from being a SAW conversion, these rounds, or I'm sorry, these kills, these slight unfortunate things have happened every single round, even here, where yeah, Story gets away, but if you're a half second shyer, it's probably at least a trade, at worst. It's just these slight miscues and unfortunate outcomes that plagued SAW this entire CT side and allowed Sinners to open the door of opportunity back up and walk right through.
Yeah, what a close for Sinners, though. It really does come down to the wire as SAW. They fought their hardest, but only able to find, 3 rounds on their CT side come the end of it. It just wasn't enough, even after that incredible 8-4 start. And apologies to my helicopter fans, it was actually a Chinook, but it scared the hell out of me because I thought the roof was going to cave in. But either way, yeah, the support did not arrive in time. The CTs did not get assistance from above, and with that, yeah, they're going into their own map pick. Admittedly, heavy favourites here on Nuke, because Nuke is their best map. It's been played twice by Sinners. I'm surprised they've actually not gone for the ban here, as, yeah, they've lost on both occasions. But either way, Sinners now heavy favourites to at least take this one 2-1. As, yeah, SAW letting things slip there. Very, very unfortunate, but it was of their own doing.
Well, now with it all set in store and with an unfortunate ending for SAW, they need to swallow their pride and get things back on the ball heading into Nuke. We've already teed it up. It's their best map. You won't have a better chance than you will here. Sinners, ball is in their court as we head to the second.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault. And the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Cause with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select a mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh shit, not again. Change the mod now! Download Opera GX!
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Are you sick of just opening cases?
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Well, a lot of questions still to be answered as Nuke on the horizon leaves a lot open for Sinners. Now, they come into this upper map after a lot of things go their way on Anubis, for lack of a better term. But, honestly, I can still see Saw taking this. We talked about Nuke and heading straight in. There's a reason why it's their best map. It's their most repped map. The only still asterisk is, what's this gonna look like without Muterus?
Yeah, missing that IGL has really been a bit of a problem in closing out that first map, as I'll be honest, that smoke's a bit of a problem for Saw as well. That has not landed where I'm sure they hoped, but they are still applying the pressure, and Quirtz deals with it promptly. Oh, the dastardly dual Berettas! Quirtz is going to pick up a 3k. Story errors Dolce, they fire back for one apiece, but Zed goes straight back into the mix. But Shop, yeah, he sends everybody back in the end. As Saw, no survivors, no bomb plant, a pretty rough way to start their map pick.
Couldn't have asked for better from this in Quartz. Now, remember, he had a very slow map on Anubis. I think, what, 5 kills, 4 kills to end the first half? It wasn't great and it wasn't pretty, but ending it off with 11, he stepped it up. And now he wants to bring that fire into Nuke, which he clearly has and saw. There's no reason for them to force buy here. They just let it go.
Yeah, it's just going to be a P250 coming in on Aristotle as Oscar avoids getting Zeus down to 22 HP. That is very unlucky for the likes of Saw there, as now they just get absolutely farmed up. Okay, Aragon does drive by Oscar in the end, avoids getting knifed as well as Shock will deny it. But Sinners, that is a very clean start to the map. And now as the guns do come in, they're still going to have a slight advantage because Oscar's gone, you know what, screw it, he's gone for an AWP in round number 3.
They get it on the board early. We saw it had an impact on Anubis when it came out in the end. So you have the opportunity, why not take it? Keep them limited. Keep them on square one. They have struggled without it. I mean, without max weaponry for Saw. We've seen these T-sides hit blocks. So, now on the first gun round, it's a little by the books. Smoke's thrown outside, but Zedko, not aware of where he stands, falls to Roman's AK. At first, he easily falls the way of Saw. Without side control in their back pocket behind it, things get a little tough for Sinners.
Roman doesn't play by the book, he throws the book at you and then beats you. He's not a very good teacher. It's in the meantime a 5v4 in favour of Saw retain, but they've not done much with it yet. They have snuck all the way down to the lower side of the map. They do have the bomb in their hand as well. Lobby's been crunched though, so there should be enough information to Sinners to start their rotations. A shot peers in from the right side of ramp. Does he anticipate Story, or will he even get the chance?
Yeah, this is just unlucky, honestly. Again, it feels like luck of the draw has been a decisive factor in a lot of these rounds. This is another one. They may have an opportunity to take down one, though. Flash goes high and good enough. Shaw can't seem to escape his fate, though, so Edas Doce will collect on another. He has to get far away, however, so he's probably a dead man, if we're being honest. Unless he can get to T-spawn in time, which it seems they've given him enough time to do. But they recover the most important weapons, which, you know, makes this pretty much fine. No big deal for Sinners. When we think about how this round starts, they really never recover from the loss of Zedko. After that comes through from Roman. They're kind of just stuck playing catch-up. And this rebound was super slow from Sinners, where I like the idea. They wanted to clear out the angles like Trophy, like Vending, like Lobby, before they committed to a B-site stack, but they just didn't do it quick enough to allow themselves time to rotate down.
Yeah, also, one other note, that bomb radius is pretty brutal these days, so if you slip up and take damage in the middle of retaking, and you're not able to defuse that bomb, you're pretty much doomed. In the bomb radius of old, you'd be fine up on the roof, you'd be fine on the A-bomb site for some parts, but yeah, you are absolutely dead if you're anywhere within that new vicinity. And Saw now looks to get back up in the faces of Sinners, charging through a smoke towards the ramp. Flash comes through, Quirts doesn't go for the immediate peek, and when he does, realises that damn, there's 4 players there, and wisely chooses to stay alive rather than re-challenging. As Shock left with a tall order, and will deal a double kill. That's perfect, but misses the jump into vents.
Oh my god, Shock could have easily gotten away with not only both, but more. A slight miscue on the jump, and now, again, all hell breaks loose. Rounds back on. They've got Roman isolated, and that's important, because Zedko's already snuck behind them into single door, but with these popped open, actually rather blown open, it makes things a little more skeptical. And now the advantage even swaps hands. Roman's still stuck, waiting for him to walk back in. Oscar's patience pays off, but there's still the unknown player of where is Story? He's never been spotted. And finally, with a smoke on the bomb, somebody's just got to bite the bullet and stick this defuse, hoping to pull them to show their hands a little bit too haphazardly. And while they do, it's not quick enough. I actually think they missed the smoke on the bomb, which was their only chance. So, the Sinners fall again.
Yeah, Saw some really nice T rounds threaded in here, and with 2 left alive, it's Nuke into T-side. They're building up a bit of bank balance in the process. And Shock in the meantime, spraying away. Imagine if he'd escaped. Imagine if Shock had escaped there, what a different round this could have been. No advantage, straight back in favour of Saw. But Sinners are going to have to dwell on that a little bit longer, as Oscar now the only man with a weapon coming in. It is just that AWP. And a couple of pistols in the meantime to supplement. Most of them unupgraded. Oh, Udex. Okay, we all make that mistake, and I feel like jumping in CS2 is the clunkiest movement that's ever felt in any CS.
I agree!
I hate it right now, because I suck to begin with, and now I suck even more.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's the game's fault, guys. Like, come on.
I mean, on occasion, it has been my fault. It does feel like you're ice skating when you're trying to jump into apps on Inferno now, though. I've never failed that jump so many times in my life. It's, oh, Aristotle. That's a sneaky timing.
I can't crouch jump in this game. It's so weird.
Bro, I'm glad Dust 2's not in the map pool, because you know I'm going to die mid so many times trying to jump on top of box.
I just hope it never comes back. Oh, wait, did they just have a bomb going down? Hold on, the bomb, the ops here. Oscar. One player looks the wrong way, and maybe there's a round to speak of in the murky waters here. Shock, trying to play with the element of distraction, and another falls his way, looking with a third. But a dance of death between he and Eras Doce is not welcome, so round inevitably falls the way it should have. But with Eras Doce as low as he was, imagine Oscar doesn't fall as soon as he does. Gives a little more time to Zedco, and what this round looks like.
You don't believe in the Zedco 1v... Ah, okay. Well, I was going to hype it up.
No, I don't.
He does get the first kill. That's a lot of damage done by Sinners on a round they did not have much business in winning. Especially since Oscar wasn't the one finding impact there. It was his pistol players. 5-7 Bondenal specifically.
Well, if they can carry that fire into a round like this, maybe we'll see something a little more competitive from the Sinners, because a lot of these CT rounds just kind of feel like hopes and prayers. I mean, they get lost in this hole of losing an opening pick and just never recover.
The true American strat of hopes and prayers, the American dream, is Aristotle obliterated by the nade as he tries to run through Squeaky and jokes. It is a nice response, as he almost shoots his teammate in the foot.
Ooh.
As, oh, Zedco, you saucy man, coming round the back lines. Does anybody anticipate this? No, it's going to be a sore sandwich. And I'm not sure what part of the franchise that comes in. But Shock, in the meantime, just got to keep them at bay. Just got to keep them preoccupied. Zedco's going to have a freebie onto Saw, and if he disciplines for long enough... No, he's going to stop! He had the entire round in his hands!
I mean, I get why, right? Eventually you start to suspect the possibility of a lobby flank, but then Shock just gives it away by going back in, fully committing, no jiggle, nothing. And now, A is left to one man, Zedco, who initially had the round-winning flank. Quartz is here, so it's a little wrong on the initial stance. However, you've still got a lot to ask for of only two players. Quartz on the swing out, gives up his angle. And this round is fallen nightmarish. Another kill through from Story, and Sinners again left saving and running for the hills. Oh man, they overplayed their hand quite a bit.
Oh, that round should have gone so differently if the flank was that little bit faster and if it doesn't pause in towards the back of Trophy. There was so much opportunity for Sinners to seize upon there, but Saw keep themselves plodding away. And one thing you did say in the pre-game is you anticipate this to be the closest game of the day. We had a 13-11 scoreline to start things off. I think Saw might be able to close it a little bit more easily than that here on their own pick. It's not a good map for Sinners, but I respect what you said, is I feel like we are definitely going to 3, and I feel like Ancient's going to be another wildly close affair.
I mean, it's kind of hard to picture. With how discoordinated this CT side is, I can't imagine the T side is going to be all that amazing. Unless they give us reason to suspect elsewise.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping that Sinners are able to make this map a bit more competitive. Oscar, he's been pretty good on the AWP. Shock has been a pretty well-rounded player, but the rest of the team... yeah, they need their time to shine now. As Saw actually back as heavy favourites despite losing that first map. Yeah, just reading off Soar's recent opponents. Let's have a look. Spirit, Monty, FaZe are 3 of the last 5 teams they played. And for Sinners,
It's hard to tell.
the Chosen Few, Preezy, Ents Academy. Okay, Apex, fair enough. But then the Prodigy, Sweden. There's a bit of a disparity there. I mean, even Wildcard, they did a pretty good job to get into Thunderbig. Saw dispatch of them relatively easily, but the loss to Eyeballers, that's the more concerning point there. Eyeballers have definitely been up and down recently, and I think Materis was just biding his time before he could go on a bit of a sabbatical as Zeko sent Zujux on holiday.
Hold on a second, because the ops just pushed up. Man, why does it feel like we see the best of Sinners in rounds they have no business fighting in? And Zedko's still here. Playing a 50-50 gamble that Roman won't win. Bets it all on black, and so it lands. The Op and Zedko combine and may have just won the round themselves. Eras Doce, an army on every end of the wall, and he won't overcome any of the obstacles presented. Showing him where the rabbits are, Quartz Earl easily picks it up.
And now with Sinners only down by 1, maybe they can use that momentum to their own little fancy advantage. It's not every round you see Oscar get an opportunistic angles like this, but those are rounds you need to see one. In comparison to where a couple back, you had that round-winning flank from Zedko that just got thrown to the mist because of the extremities and the pushes that Sinners went for surrounding that.
Oh,
That's another one of those angles you
round.
can't be losing a round from.
No, I completely agree. As somehow Beastick is yet to frag, but it doesn't matter, as his teammates have just accrued the most ridiculous of the lot. That's twice now the Sinners have made themselves look incredibly solid in a round where they just have the AWP coming in. This time the AWP does have a lot of impact. Picks up a 2k if I'm not mistaken, or at least serious damage onto that second player. Is Saw made to look silly, just not able to hold off on anything, getting surprised, broken by Deegs, 5-7s. And now they need to somehow come back from that, both mentally and with a round to show for it, as they've just Molotov themselves early doors. Good start.
Can't say it's an amazing start, I was gonna say. But they've gone with the more linear approach to the smoke wall. Flash in it. As they spot a head or two inside of the smoke, good kills come through from Sinners. And the crossfire pays off, or at least the two-man setup does. Oscar wisely backs away. No need to overextend. They'll let Saw make the next move. But everybody's split up right now from Sinners, which has me really worried. There isn't really much trade potential to look at right now. And if Zedko goes swinging in from credit, well, it's either win or lose. There's no trades inbound after it. And we've seen these rounds blow up against Sinners if they give a little bit too much.
Yeah, this is where I'm made to look a bit stupid, by the way, because I predicted that we'd be going to a third, and then Sinners just wake up and body Saw.
I mean, it's 2 rounds.
I know, and it is Sinners, like, the worst map for them. They've played it twice, and they've not won on either occasion.
What's the point of that? I actually am really upset that Eras Doce has done that. I mean, like, maybe you keep them on their toes a little bit, but you've got 50 seconds left. Like, eventually they're going to know you're saving. That's just a wasted molly. Like, Eras Doce, I guess he can afford it in the next round, but it'd still be nice to have the extra $600.
Yeah, all the util to throw there, I probably would have gone for the flashbang myself. Again, I understand that they are just looking to save it. Eras Doce wanted to keep them in their place. But Sinners really didn't look all that keen on hunting anyway. As the economy of Saw's not in the best of places. The boys in blue have got loads of cash behind them, but they know just how quickly things can spiral out of control, so they don't want to be giving up freebies for no reason. But lovely start to the round. Zeko mopping up with them outside. Saw have been looking a lot less competent these past couple of rounds than they were in the midst of this early first half.
Well, that lead seems to have been lost in translation, especially if they drop this round here. It's been iffy on whether they could cross down secret or not, but they go back to what's worked before, and they don't get punished for it. In fact, there's not a lot stopping them from continuing to whittle down this B defense. I think there's only one person here, and that's Shock. Smoke expires, Eros Dolce collects on B-Stick. And there's a lot of holes open right now from Sinners without, like, any information. What's going on?
Yeah, Sinners looking a little frantic in their defense in this round. As look at the lower site presence gained by Saw. Roman peering all the way through, making his way up to window uncontested. There's Oscar lobs in a bit of utility towards Squeaky here, but that is a free B bomb site, and I don't think Shock's even aware of it. Now he will be because of that nade. But Sinners, they might just have to call the round.
Is there a tech issue? No. I mean, I don't get what they did here. I mean, every round they've had like two players splitting between attention of having like Zedco around Credit or Garage, and then Quartz plays in the relative region of Mini. But this round, there's none of that. And it's not like they went aggressive through Secret, and that's why. It's not like they stacked up A, and that's why. There was only one on A. V-Stick was the only person there at the time. I don't know what happened, whether there was like an issue of a lag out or something, but that was just bad from Sinners.
Yeah, I don't know what they just did in the round. They left so many places unguarded. They allowed Saw complete free roam of the lower site. Okay, Saw straight back to winning ways, apparently, in 5 is a very reasonable scoreline to be posting on T-Side Nuke. They're looking for 6 as well off the back of that previous success. Ujerks looking for a bit of pace, it seems, sticking to his guns quite literally on the Mech 10. Now a tech timer has been called. Okay, maybe there was a tech issue, but damage had been done or something. I don't quite
That was
know.
my assumption.
Yeah, Sinners just looks so unwilling to go for the round. I hear typing. That's normally a good sign. When we have info, we will give info.
If the tech issue had happened at the start of the round, then if the issue is still happening, it's probably not going to be for very long. But that's really unfortunate. And I'd really like to blame it on a tech pause because, I mean, if we see it in the replays, that round was just a mess. And one thing I'd really like to see Sinners start addressing is this lack of presence in outside. Now, there's been a couple of good rounds with that in mind. Here is one of them where this crossfire comes in, Zedco and Quartz, bait and switch. But, I mean, yeah, look at this. Zedco looks like he's stuck in spawn. Maybe they were going to go for something, but he lagged out in lockers, so I have no idea. But I'd really like to see them address the problem that's starting to come through from these outside smokes. Because when Saw throw them, either the C smokes or just the basic wall smoke behind red, there's really nothing that Sinners are doing to stop them from going down secret. They're not flashing through that smoke very commonly. They're not mollying to cut them off. They're not nading. They're not having someone go through secret from B. There's nothing to stop them. Here they won't go for it, at least initially, but it still does seem like they're lining it up.
In the meantime, Aristotle forced back by a line of smoke. 2 smokes there towards Squeaky, blooming in his face. There's now outside jostled for yet again. Ujerks, will he be revealed by this smoke? Not quite. Wait, hold on a minute. Quartz has not just crunched lobby, but he's got everybody lined up. Fluffs is lined onto the second, though. As Quartz and Zedco find so much, but Roman is able to triple up with Aristotle. Are you kidding me? That's an incredible response.
And they have the bomb. They're both here. Wait, actually, do they have the bomb? No, they don't. It's stuck outside.
Oh, no.
Roman and Eras Dolce both seemingly attempting to go back through secret.
They've got a molly.
I don't know how both of these players are here.
This has been a wild round. This has been an absolutely balmy round, in fact. As Oscar goes back to check in towards lobby. Does he go for the peek here? Even if he does, I don't know if he's got the timing. And speaking of timing, Quartz out on his own. Piers one, taps away, fluffs his lines. How has this gotten to a 1v2 for Oscar?
And they're going to know he's here. I mean, it feels like it's the first place to look. 20 seconds to go, and Oscar, he's trying to make a clutch out of absolutely thin air. Nade eaten by Roman, but he needs to land the shot on the cross. Misses. Dio
what are
comes
you
through. What is he waiting for?
What?
What?
Why? Why would you stick a plant there? That makes absolutely no sense. What was the thought process? He wasn't even faking it. He was hard sticking a bomb plant. Why would you do it in the open? You know where Oscar is. That is insanity.
I mean, I thought maybe he was like gonna tap it, try to call out Oscar's peak. But I mean,
He's
you know he's gonna run
committing.
you down. I don't get that. Oh, I love this though. Oscar changing the pace, going in the lobby. Hasn't done it yet. Now finally pinpoints on Eras Doce. But again, saw it get down secret.
My head is
Zed
in
goes here to follow.
pain. Story looking to hold him off. He's stuck. He's stuck in the wall. He's not made it past the smoke. Oh, Aragorn, what a trade. They even had presence for the first time on B, and it's so easily dispatched off, but so is Story's outside look. That's a 4v3, making a 4v2. B-Stick also falling. This is one of the more confusing nukes I've ever seen, as Oscar hot swamps onto Aragorn and squashes him like a bug.
I don't even know how to discuss these rounds, man. They're just so chaotic. Like, what is going on?
I'm enjoying myself, but it's not for all the right reasons.
Crazy. No, it's for all the wrong reasons. Dude, what? Like, this is such a sick kill to see. And I like that he falls away too, right? You don't overcommit, but man, it just feels like Shock should have had that kill. And then Zedko gets stuck behind his smoke. They might not have even gotten a plan had Zedko not got trapped in a smoke of his own, or behind a wall rather. But they're still not left off great in this round. A couple of Mac 10s, Tech 9s, and a Galil. There's bounds to be a fast play.
Yeah, surely they just go for their first fast A, and that's exactly what they do. Lovely stuff from Roman. Quirtz doubles up, though triples up. Quirtz looking for more, but Aragorn eventually dispatches of him. Surely Sinners are able to get back into the rhythm of this round, though. A 3-on-2, Mac 10 on Story, Aragorn half HP. It's a recipe for success for Sinners. They just need to start cooking.
Oh, Shock! What is he going for here? Walking through the smoke with no assistance. He had flashes that could have come through from his teammate Oscar. Oh, and they know both of them are walking back to his angle now.
Oscar, put your gun out
Made it
there.
in the smoke. I think he knows, yeah, you gotta know both of them are here, but he's on half HP. And is it necessarily planted for Story? I don't think it is. So he's just gonna full stick this defuse. Zedko, Balls of Steel saying, I know you're not coming at me. And they look dead in each other's eyes at the end of the round as they realize they've been fooled.
What an incredible past 3 rounds. I have not a clue how to break down most of it, but saw a valiant effort given the weaponry they came in with. Shock, why would you go for that push? I do not know. Thank God Oscar is able to alleviate some of the pressure. They're finding that first kill. Story, that is a real gut punch coming round the corner to a defused bomb, half a second away from getting that kill. A quick tech pauses. I need a break as well, man. This really has been an electric end to half number 1.
I don't even know what to expect moving forward now. I mean, the T side of Sinners is so iffy to bet on that I don't know if I favor them to take this map or not. I think it all kind of comes down to the pistol, at least who gets that big spree of momentum first. Because on both sides of the coin, when they hit first, they take it the distance. They get 3-4 rounds off of it very, very commonly. And with a score like this, it's very volatile. It could go absolutely either way. And I mean, my brain just says, Saw, this is still a lot of rounds to have heading into your CT side. So I think that's just what I'm going to rock with.
But speaking of being difficult to bet on, this is a good time for me to say, guys, please do gamble responsibly. Do not gamble if you're under the age of 18. Do not bet with more than you can afford to lose, as it is simply not worth it. Counter-Strike, CS2 especially, a very unpredictable beast. So if you are seeing those 1xBet odds pop up from time to time, again, just remember what I've said, and please be careful out there, as this has been a wild ride so far.
Now, I got a question for you. Do you guys have Five Guys out where you are?
We do. It's very overpriced, and mainly in London.
I agree.
But it's alright. It's pretty decent. I am vegetarian now, so I've not had it in a few years, but...
Well, that's fine and all, but is it fast food?
Yes. By American standards, probably quite upmarket. By UK standards, very fast.
So, oh wait, no, it does. Actually, I forgot. My argument falls apart overseas. Never mind. Cause like in the U.S., when you get fast food, most of it, like your McDonald's, your Wendy's, it's already made. Like you go there, you order the food. The food's already made. They just put it together. Like you order a burger, they grab the pre-cooked burger and assemble the burger.
Sure.
But at a place like Five Guys, they cook the burger when you order it. And that's usually the main difference. But I've been told that overseas, it's all cooked when you order.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you're in McDonald's or something, they occasionally have a couple of patties ready to go because they know they're going to be busy. But like that will be done like 2 minutes prior rather than just sitting on the side under the heat lamp, We do have better food standards in the US. That is something I'm very happy with. Shout out the EU for making that one possible. RIP also to the UK's membership. Thank God I'm an Irish national. With Aris Dolce, a natural, at dealing with Oscar.
And Aragorn, I don't think he wants to continue fighting here, but at that point, there's no reason not to. Couple of gun barrels spotted. Actually, no, they didn't see Roman, so... Round falls by the wayside as Beastic takes a fight on 4 separate platforms. Eventually, he'll collect on one of the heads. That you need a little more to line up. Zedko, this is a required kill, and that required rating is taken all the way. Eras, Dolce, and Roman trying to lock down what already felt like a guaranteed round, and Beastic's just taking his sweet time. Maybe considering whether he actually wants to go into the A site or not, because if Roman had gotten that kill on Zedko, it's an easy world to just slither back down to V and get the bomb plant there. But they're going to try and reset the timer a little bit. Let's Saw sulk in on it.
They're toying with them. Absolutely toying with them. Roman will be left on his own here if they still decide to go towards A. Peers on out. Aris Dolce is completely removed from this round, looking like he might have to go for a 1v2 here. Are they faking a ladder drop? Is that what they just did there? It felt like they just dropped something down the ladder, but Roman is too far away to hear this fake. As, he's not going to be too far away to hear these footsteps, surely. Roman alerted to the fact that they are on the bomb site. If he just goes for the swing here and denies the plant, it's round over, but he's not fast enough. Decides to wait for his teammate, Aris Dolce, and he's surprisingly quick at getting to the top side. Beastic very low. Dispatched off by the Portuguese youngster. It's a 1v2 for Zedko now. Does he have it in him?
It's planted for him, and there's no kits. This first kill could be everything. Roman just trying to kill time, but kills Zedko at the same process. Saw, again, the pistol should have been theirs from the get-go. It's a little sloppy of the way they convert, but still around to talk about nonetheless. But guaranteed we'll see a force buy.
Man, what a topsy-turvy pistol there. As Zedko bringing it back into that 2v2 is clean as you like. But yeah, very topsy-turvy game. Well, it feels like we've been playing upside down half the time. The Sinners looking to turn this scoreline upside down, keep it in their favour. They don't want no equaliser as Aris Dolce bringing in the pump shotgun. We got the XM at play. And the XM has been surprisingly versatile in CS2.
Well.
Oh, do you remember your lineup, Shock? That's the important part here.
I feel like they're kind of harder.
I agree.
I feel like Nuke smokes on average are like the hardest in the game.
Yeah, and add a sprinkle of CS2 where you have to relearn all of them and your muscle memory gets purged. Yeah, that's definitely been messing with the heads of a couple of teams. I saw 8 missed Mirage smokes in one game at one point as, okay, ramp is just open, by the way. Ramp is open, but Ujokes is here. Can he find more than a kill? He kind of has to, but it's immediately a double up from Zedko. That is perfect.
That's what you got to worry about when you give up that much space in ramp. But they're quick on the response. They wouldn't even let them get a bomb plant, trying to squeeze away every little breath of air before they can come close to it. But it still falls the way of a 1v2. Eras Dolce. Talked about the XM. We talked about how it feels in this game. Oh my god. Oh my. Did he just got into the smoke? They have no idea. Oh no. This is not the gun I'd be wanting to go against right now. And they'll be none the wiser Still clearing out all these corners. Still need to go and recover the bomb, but time favors the bold, so they say. Apparently not. As Beastic turns around, and with the safety net of the corner, he easily gets the 8th. Shuts down any chance of a clutch there from Eras Dilce. I expected more from the XM10.
As did I, but that was a gorgeous 90-degree flick onto the head there. Harris Dolce. So unlucky with that timing. The range at which he has to fire that shot off, already a disadvantage. As Saw, they're the ones to take attack pause here. They're 2 rounds down. They're about to have to go into another eco. I say that story's full bought into an armor 5-7 purchase. But no, they're going for the force buy. I guess Aragorn was too low on cash for them to go for a save. Double eco territory, so yeah, Sinners should be running wild in both this round and the follow-up. That could be a 10-6 scoreline. We could genuinely be staring down the barrel of a Sinners victory here. Not wanting to jinx anything, of course. In the meantime, you could win yourself something too. Head on over to the banner in our stream description, so you can enter the $400 Hellcase giveaway. I do believe there are a couple of conditions you need to complete on their website in order to be eligible to complete the prize. So follow the link in the description for more information and win yourself one of those fancy red loadout skins.
We love red loadouts.
We do indeed.
They're actually some of my favorite skins in the game. I feel like this lines up. I just love the like bright red and yellow scheme of colors.
Okay. I mean, I got some bulldozers and I got a blood sport for you.
Bulldozers.
Yeah, got
It's
an
like
X7
yellow and black.
MP9 bulldozer with splice stickers on.
It's black and yellow.
It's mainly yellow.
Where's the red?
I said the blood sport. You know, I switch between them depending on which side I'm on.
Bloodsport's nice.
Bloodsport's very nice.
It's like, I don't know why, but I look at the Bloodsport and the Vulcan like good and evil counterparts of one another.
Huh. I like that. I like that analogy. Also, the Vulcan had a crazy price surge earlier this year.
Sucks. It sucks because it used to be one of the more affordable ones.
Yeah, it used to be like $30. Now it's like $300.
Tisk.
Oh.
Well.
Crazy market economy, what do you like? As Aristotle likes that opener. Little bit stuck for the meantime, but Aristotle and a Roman get themselves out of there, Tizzy, and Aristotle doing everything on just an MP9. That was a full buy round for Sinners, easily dispatched of.
That was disgusting from Sinners. Zero utility. They didn't throw a single thing to help themselves get in. No flashes. The spacing was abysmal. And they gave the chances to the Pistols by not clearing corners. And they couldn't because they left themselves so little time.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of just going for an A hit against Pistols and low buys. It very rarely goes well. It feels like you're just running into constant stacks and they're so hard to clear in the panic, especially when your util is that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you needed to have some flashes there. Something. Flashes, mollies. But it's hard, right? Because you can't exactly molly the corner of the vent because you're splitting from Squeaky Door, Hut, and Mini. And now look at where it's left them. 1 AK, 1 Galil, yeah, but beyond that, it's just Deagles.
Yeah, but Deagles need to go huge here, and we've seen Oscar with a couple of saucy sidearm moments. Shock needs to do the same, but gets shocked out by Ujurk. Story with a crossfire. This is perfectly well played for Saw right now. Going back in for a third. They're mopping them up towards ramp. Ujurk's with his own sidearm is a lot more effective than that of Sinners. Oscar 1v4, not going to happen. Fades away, but he is trapped and he knows it. Waltzes into Aragorn. And with that, it's an equalised scoreline and an eco for Sinners. This is perfect for Saw. This is where they need to get ahead.
And now this is kind of, this is a unique moment in the series because on Anubis, we saw countless opportunities for one of these teams to take a tie, but never actually get there, where it felt like the entire time it'd be one away, it'd be an eco or an anti-eco win to do it, and then they just get ecoed. or they'd drop a rifle, or a crucial round would go the other way. And we haven't seen this. Now it's going to be a lead exchanged, it seems, unless Glocks of all weapons get the job done. But it's an impossible task to ask of just the default T-sided pistols. They got one, but they also give an ace. Certainly worth it if you're asking Roman.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular. Yes, it is against the pistols, but still very clean from one of the most experienced players in this lineup. And one of the longest playing... Like, Roman's been around for a long time at this stage. Just want to go and check. Yeah, he's been on this roster for 4 years, but he's been a stellar piece of the Portuguese scene for a long time. When we go all the way back to May 2013, when he used to play for Kick, he was on that Giants roster as well that qualified to a Blast event. Roman has done the rounds. It's great to see that he's still snappy with that crosshair.
The story might be snappy too. A couple of heads given away and a couple of shots fired off, but none seem to hit their target. B-Stick looking to change that round. As after the leg connects, I thought B-Stick would have swung out trying to take the opportunity, and eventually does. Seizes the chance for an opening pick, and that's an untradeable kill.
Yeah, no NA moments with the Glocks in the previous round. Some very fun clips coming out of the region in full eco territory. Enough of my NA slander though, as Dolce slanders a good name as Zedco. Perfect peek and actually does a lot of damage to B-Stick. Seals the job, the Zoojerks. As we're in 3v3 territory here, but Oscar has the elevation point, the first and the second. Speaking of experienced players, the former male superstar in Oscar can do it with an all-panda rifle as he continues to lead the charge for Sinners.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of the patience, though. They're taking so much time to get in, and while, yeah, everybody's here, they've given U-Jerks all the time in the world to come through and attempt this clutch. And look, they're about to line up. This is the problem. They took too long. Sinners, leave it to Oscar. He has to do absolutely everything. And it seems this time he will. Closer than it should have been, but thanks to him, Sinners still have a round to talk of.
A 2KD and a 3K there for Oscar as Sinners keep themselves in the lead. Now, there's a great economy on Saw. The rebuy will be coming in instantaneously. No warp as well, which is interesting to note. But Oscar certainly buying himself one. He's looking to go gun-ho again on this offensive. And it is offensive that he was able to clutch out that round after the lineup. But that's just what Oscar does. That's why they've kept him around for a second time. Saw now needing to get back into the lead sooner rather than later. A smoke to deny them vision towards ramp. A nade lined up by Shock. They are looking to go straight through it, it seems, as they want another round of success towards the ramp. Now, there is actually a second smoke. Now, that's a bit more of a problem. That's going to spur them off. So Saw actually looking in decent stead for now.
And winning when it comes to terms of utility, too. I just wonder if they're going to switch around this crossfire after these smokes fade. I'm not sure, but there is still enough to get into either one of these sites of their choosing. I think they're going to attempt A. Yeah, pop in the glass, but kind of telegraphs it a little bit. And this will be a hard one to swallow. 3 coming out from Hut, and I think 1 from Squeaky Molly. Won't land on Roman, but they hard clear him instead. Crossfire is broken apart. No, Roman got away. They never actually solidified the kill. And as low as he is, it won't matter if you can't finish your food. Smoke down. All they're looking to do is get this bomb plant. There's still a flank coming through. There's just too many angles to worry about for Shock. He still doesn't even know about this flank because the kill came through from heaven. 30 seconds. And he shifts around the smoke. As evasive as ever. Is he going to get down B? He could. No, he's going to take the safe route of approach. Get through lobby. But 18 seconds. He doesn't have a lot of time for this.
Yeah, they're both still on A as well. Oh, it's a 1v1. If he can find the backside player, Roman is round the corner. Shock! No! No, Shock! He was so close! It's a freebie for Roman. The all picked up. Saw will find their 10th. Just an inch further, 1 inch further, and it would have been a free kill. 1 bullet required anywhere on the body. Oh, these rounds have been so painfully close each way. But my God, what a way to finish for Saw as they saw through the hopes and dreams of double digits for the Sinners.
The big thing that's upsetting, though, is that that's what the design was for in Sinners. They threw the molly on the rafters, forced him to fall down right into the timed swing to what should have been an opener. Roman shouldn't have been alive. It should have been 2 men on the entry, a 5-on-3, bomb down, round done. But they can't lock down these kills. We've seen Sinners this whole map struggle with sprays, with locking down these kills, with trading them out, with denying multis. And it's because of the poor spacing in some equations, the lack of confidence in some of these aim duels, and being eager when you should be calm and disciplined. It just feels like they're constant miscues on these execs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Sinners not looking themselves when it's actually sore with the stand-in and Aragorn. They've lost their IGL, but they still look a lot more put together in so many of these engagements. I reckon that's why Nuke is Sinner's worst map. They let it slip through. I'm not entirely sure why. They go for the Vertigo ban, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Sinners go for the Vertigo ban, which is, you know, it's not like a great map for the likes of Saw. It's a pretty good one, in fairness. They should have stood a much better chance there than they do on Nuke. I guess all things considered, they put in a good shift, finding themselves onto 9 rounds. For now, this game is far from over as well. But some of these silly mistakes have just cost them. They could very easily be in the lead right now.
And those mistakes were evident on their CT side, too. It gave them not as much buffer. However, I'm sure they're not just going to lay down and die here, but they might as well if they lose this round. With only table scraps left on the following, you know, somebody's got to step up, and Beastic looks to be the man. An opener goes their way, and it seems for now, everything's under control. Only one to help them and respond from ramp. Burning in that molly. They know you jerks on the flank now. This is more info than Sinners could ever ask for. And you jerks, I don't know if maybe the UI was messed up for a second, but I know someone got burned in that molly. Roman, right. And they're saving. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's likely unwinnable. That's still just wild, though.
Yeah, this is a painful moment for Saw, as they allow Sinners onto double digits. Reminiscent, perhaps, of how they lost Anubis. They had a solid lead, a very solid lead. And then at 11-11, things have slipped away from them. Sinners one away from making that a possibility. As that bomb timer goes on off. Quirts actually dies. Wait, does he? Okay, yes, he does.
Yeah.
Took a second for the HUD to react, but that's a little bit prickly, given his economic situation. Will need to be dropped over. Beastic reinvests himself. Still a full buy, though. As Saw actually coming in with a slightly better one. That AWP back on story.
I'm surprised to see the odds at this much of a favoritism for Saw. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they think that Saw's gonna win this map. And I can see why.
Sure.
But it's still been pretty up in the air. Like, Sinners have not been putting in a terrible shift. Yes, it's been messy, but they're still very competitive. Even when they do let things slip, as, ooh, Roman slips a lot of lead into the legs of Beastic there. That'll get him a brace, as that's not going to be comfortable to walk on. But the Sinners look to walk onto this A bomb set with a bit of pace. I tell a lie. The shock takes a lot of damage. Roman a brutal swiping. Ujak doubles up, doubles down for a triple. And wow, not a good round for Sinners. That was actually abominable.
I mean, the way it started kind of left them in a hard spot, because you instantly open up the round by one of your star players shock, taking like 80 damage without even seeing anybody. And then Roman just double thinks Beastic through the smoke as they're trying to reroute. So they couldn't even really fully establish anything in ramp, but it was also missed spacing, right? Nobody smoked off Molly, J-Hall. Nobody was even looking there. So by the time you jerk swings, there's a player staring at ramp with no trades. There's someone swinging out on half HP. The third person is too far away. And it's just a mess. Saw the more composed team, so it seems, on this map. Quirts, though, should have a couple of kills handed over to him. Roman maybe one, though. A kill and a half seems to be good enough. So says the Sinners. They're fighting for overtime.
Yeah, I feel like if they do manage to take this one to overtime, They'd have a good bit of wind in their sails in terms of momentum, given that Saw were the clear favourites in both the series and the map. Also a bit of a personal pride moment for Quirts as he does take down another player. Still alive and kicking, but can't find Ujerks. But he might have done enough here. It's a 4 versus 3 in the B-bomb site, heavily unguarded. As Oscar even dealing with the flank, and Aragorn, if he finds this kill, it should be round over. And with that, a 2-on-4 should be a safe call. Roman begs the AWP and legs it. Sinners just need to get the bomb down as Ujerks also sidles away. And Beastic looking to ensure he won't be coming back. Big headshot.
Well, now it's all laid out in front of us. 5 kills away from overtime, or Saw moving us to Ancient. Closest can possibly be. And we did say this was bound to be one of the most competitive series we have today.
Yeah, we weren't lying. 13-11. And now a minimum of another 13-11. We could even have an OT here. We could have an El Clasico Go scoreline. As, ooh, shock. As I said, got to be careful of that new bomb radius. It is unforgiving as
Why
is
did I
Roman.
think Oscar was getting that kill?
Yeah. Oscar tries his damn best, but it's not going to be quite enough. And with that, the AWP is saved over. A little bit of alleviation and pressure for Saw, perhaps. But not to say it's not still mounting up in favour of Sinners as they're knocking on the door of an OT here. Saw certainly wouldn't be too happy about that.
I like them calling the timeout, yeah. No better time to use it, and I feel like this series has been lacking them, which is crazy because apparently Saw have burned through all 4. But I don't remember it. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't remember them going through timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of them, but in fairness, we've had replays covering most of them. Again, shout out to production. That's how smooth they are. Sinners, in the meantime, need to be, well, buttery smooth and getting their comms clean, getting onto a bomb site. So,
You say buttery, and now I want stuffing.
pressure's on. Let's see if Sinners can stuff themselves onto a bomb site without too much repute. Well, he flies on in through the roof as Aragorn outside will start things off. Beastic goes bye-bye. And Saw want this done in regulation.
I mean, this entire series has been riddled with failed 4v5 attempts from Sinners. And right now, it kind of feels like we're heading the same direction. They're so split up. Is Oscar going to go back outside? No, but it won't matter. They both spam inside of the smoke, wildly so, and the chaos doesn't work for Sinners. Blows up against them into now, it seems this one is a gutter ball. Zedko waiting for his teammates to get into position.
I feel like they fumbled it.
Yeah, I don't really know even what they're trying to do here. They don't seem to know what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, they meet up towards outside. Their IGL is dead, possibly calling posthumously here. 8 and 17 for Beastic. Not a particularly good finishing line as Aragorn now holding the cross. He started this round off. He looks to be the one to finish it too. Oscar, smoke line up, will actually cut off Aragorn's position, but the spray is so good! Zedko and Shock are the Walking Dead. They peer on into A, Ujerks for support, peeks on in, they all fall down, and like that, Saw take map 2, 13-11, back-to-back 24-round games as the decider of Ancient waits in the wings.
I have no idea what to expect. I mean, this was supposed to be Saw's best map, but even then, it was still ugly on that T side. There were so many missing pieces, cogs turning the wrong direction, and the same thing could be said for portions of the defense, too, where they're bailed out by a couple of big individual moments, lackluster clears from Sinners, and it was just an ugly, battle-y game the entire way through. It was an absolute brawl here, alike side Anubis, and I don't know if I imagine those mistakes to stop. We kind of expected them coming in, at least from Saw's perspective. Again, operating under a new IGL, it's not easy, right? You're going to have some ugly rounds. You're going to have some ugly plays. But still, they come out the better team today, at least in Nuke, and now fight alive enough to make an Ancient run. So, I don't even know what to expect. If Sinners play like that, in the end, I feel like this is easily Saw's series to win. But we did see some good, promising rounds from Sinners. I mean, if they hold it down a little bit, if sprays like this aren't missed, it's slight adjustments that could be made to make this a one-sided affair. If those change heading into Ancient, it's their series to win.
I suppose we also need to remember that Nuke is just not a good map for Sinners, so the fact they take us to 24 rounds is pretty impressive, all things considered. Even if Saw are running with a new IGL right now, it's still the core 4. It's not like a crazy change. I mean, if you look at Cloud9 as of late, they're playing with a new IGL, and they made it to the semi-finals of an S-tier event. Yes, Boomich is a very experienced player, but we can't just give Saw a free pass right now. They have been messy, and coming into this third and final, they do need to brush off some of that dust, and hopefully they're able to continue like they did, I suppose, at the start of that first map, where they got that 7-round streak. That was prime Saw, and if we get a replication of that, if they start T-Side Ancient, then yeah, that's a pretty good sign of things to come. Sinners definitely looking wonky.
I mean, wonky, I feel like isn't the half of it, but it can be said for both teams. It's an ugly affair heading into the third map, and I mean, it's anybody's to take. Only Ancient will answer those questions when we come back from this break.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.
The champion of champions.
Welcome back to the CCT podcast. We got a couple of things to break down for you. We got some post-player break tournament results. We got the current CCT rankings, and we got the results of the online finals number 2. Interview coming up as well.
Enjoy the interview with one of my favorite and incredibly handsome individuals, along with Taz. It's going to be a banger.
So lots of exciting topics. The absolute legend of the game, it is Taz.
Directly beside him, Taco work together, but they don't go at the same peak. Oh, Taz! The devil strikes, and Taz ties the game.
How's retirement been? Would you get back with the old VP squad?
Would our fans like to see this?
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become
The champion of champions.
Well, hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Sinners vs. Saw. We're in map 3. It's been 2 back-to-back 13-11s. Both teams taking their own map picks. Things, again, getting very close across both occasions, but now meeting for the third time. Ancient is a much more even-footed map for both sides, which should speak to another close matchup as Shock 2 jerks into submission, and Zenko finds another opener. Roman, a good response, but he's got a lot of responsibility here, and Beastic strips him of all of it, as he can no longer compete with his head taken clean off. Aristotle and Aragorn are 2 versus 4. Will they be able to overcome the incredibly overwhelming line of Sinners? We will have to wait and see. Bomb drop towards the back of double doors towards the B site. The Sinners pump the brakes. They're taking their time for a second here. Aristotle and Aragorn might have good alliteration, but how good is their team play? Pretty good to start with. Beastic dispatched of. Let's hold on a minute. Oscar is rear flanked all the way to A. He knows the site is clear here. Does he give a call for the rotation? Aragorn cutting off 10 rotations in towards middle. As it appears, Oscar now going for the rear flank. Poor old Aristotle on the wiser. Does he turn? He does at the perfect moment. Oscar does tap him down though. I don't know how that second bullet connected, but it does. As Oscar now weaves his way back towards Aragorn's position. That bullet was nowhere near his head. Thank you, CS2. But Oscar doesn't give a damn, as that will win him the round. I still definitely have my gripes with this version of the game. CS2, not as clean as it probably could and should be. But hey, I'm still grateful that it's the day job, so can't complain too much. Voice crack as a punishment there. As Saw, in the meantime, look to punish with nothing more than Wisps, 5 of them, unupgraded, no util to supplement. And they've gone for a full red room stack as Shock decides it's going to be a good idea to get up close and personal here. In the meantime, Sinners just have a completely free B bomb site. They can waltz their way up onto the site anytime they please. Shock still dancing around in the middle here. Do they go for a swing? Ujerk's the first man, the first point of call. Will be spotted on out. Shock gets the kill, converts a second. They're all running him down now. He's on 3 HP, but gets away with 4. Story jumps in with a knife kill. A nice way to put him to bed, deny the ace, but Oscar swings on in. Seals the deal, finishes the job. And Sinners will find 2. They still struggle to get off the board here. Now, this is where a new IGL will probably impact them the most. They're coming in to a very competitive map here. Ancient been played 10 times by Saw in the past 3 months, of which they've won on 6 of those occasions. Ancient has been played 17 times in the past 3 months by Sinners, of which they've won on 65%. Of the times that they have played it. So a slight advantage here for Sinners on experience, on longevity, on the fact they're playing with their core 5. It's actually their second highest rated map here. So yeah, they should be the favourites, as the odds have already indicated. Oh, big lack of utility here for Saw, despite the fact they've come into the round with a bye. They do have an AWP as well out of Story. As Beastic gets a dink through the smoke. But yeah, he's still alive and kicking. He's fine for the time being. Sinners assemble 4 of their players towards the bottom of middle. Nade on through towards A-Halls. And a smoke to block off presence in top middle. Red room will not be the point of call for the early engagements. As we see, he's actually just locked 2 Ts in towards the bottom of mid. Shock as well joins that number. It's a slower pace round here for the Sinners. They need to ensure they don't get encapsulated in towards this mid part of the arena. Shock does manage to make it up though. Quirks now will want to take presence in Shelf and Story. What a banger! Lovely quick flick up as Roman is instantaneously removed. Shock does not overlook the tuck-in of Ujerk. So many players miss that position, but Arrogant does not miss his shot in response. A 3 versus 3 as time ticks low, and the bomb plot will not be denied, but Aristotle in the backlines deals with 1, spots out Oscar. Aristotle doing it all, and Aragorn puts Zenko to bed. That is a fantastic response there from Saw. Coming into the 4th round of play here. Will still be a gun round. So looking a lot stronger in that util department though, which means this will be an even tougher ordeal for Sinners. Yes, they get the bomb down in the previous. Yes, they have an advantage at points. But don't anticipate the speed of which the rear flank comes through, and nobody can prepare themselves for how quick Story is on that orb. Great to see another player adapting to the CS2 lack of orb meta. The Sinners need to adapt to the money that they're given. Shock just stuck on a Deeg for now, despite being their top fragger by a mile. 7 in 3 in just 3 rounds played. As, oh, that nade is spicy. A lot of chip damage dealt. A lot of one-taps now afforded to these M4s on the CT side. Not that they have all that many of them. It's a split down the middle with the AKs. Ujuk, further damage dealt. Beastic starting to apply the pressure. Ujuk will fall, but Roman a trade as Seko actually assists in his teammate's death there. Another great shot from Seko to make up for it, though, as Roman fires on in. Oscar lands a banger onto Roman in retaliation. A 3 versus 2 right now. Make it 3v1 as this round looks a hell of a lot more convincing until Aristotle doubles up. A 1 versus 1 here is Oscar. As the pressure again applied to him. They're playing Ring Around the Roses at this stage as Oscar just narrowly misses the timing. Aristotle does give up where he's standing though as he taps the defuse, but will not stick it. Instead, Oscar looks to stick it to him. Aristotle off the bomb. Oscar alerted to this now as they continue to dance around the column. There's no more time. Aristotle's got no kit and Oscar just peeks on in and sends Aristotle packing.
That was horrifying. If there was anybody who wanted to fight in that 1v1 as Eras Doce, it was Oscar. Because you know the health doesn't matter against the op. You get these 2 kills, and you think maybe he's got a chance. It's just the fact that there's no kit on this retake, there isn't any inbounds, and it's a slight mix-up of timing that catches him. Eras Doce can't even escape. Good hold down from from Oscar. But that is a heartbreaking round to lose if you were Saw. It felt like they needed that to get things back up and running. Now, you'd be out of your minds to even attempt a half-buy. Maybe Story pulls out an MP9, but it just kind of seems like the moral of the story is pistols and barely even upgrades to those.
No, I'd say Saw need to go for the force buy here, because Oscar dies losing the AWP. They've barely got any money themselves. This is where you could go for the SMGs. It's a big risk, but you could maybe snatch the round back into your favour. However, they will not be going more than pistol upgrades, a nade, and some flashbangs. Saw will accept defeat in the battle of early force buy rounds.
And this just means Sinners get to extend their lead even further. You want to get Beastic involved this round, though. I mean, you said it yourself. They don't have a lot of money. They need to change that, not only by staying alive with a lot of players, but getting Beastic involved. Right now, I kind of like what they do. Yeah, sure, we won't see the MAC-10 get as many kills as it could, but they know A is open because of the B aggression that just came through. So a bomb plant's a guarantee. They didn't clear out the corner of Temple, so maybe a world they can do something, or maybe there is now with Story finding a kill through the smoke. It's a 4-on-4. Not improbable, but certainly unlikely when those kills start to add up. Even through the smoke, though, Uzurks wants to answer back with something of his own. Now Beastic steps up, and it seems at the right time as the round cascades in the favor of Sinners. Couple of kills they would have loved to hang on to, but in the end, at least they get the round.
Yeah, I feel like if the Temple player there had anything other than a USP, he probably finds that kill. The USP, unfortunately, just not heavy hitting enough to pepper away. His Story does exactly that. A great attempt from him in the round, but yeah, Beastic gets on the rear flank in the nick of time. The Temple players dispatched of, and Sinners still don't have the best buy in the world. They got a couple of Galils coming through, in fact 3 Galils coming in against the full rifle buy of Saw and an AWP on Story. And Story's AWP sings loudly to start things off. Shock, does he make the same mistake? Apparently, outdoing the AWP and Aristotle, but Aragorn is here to respond, and Zeko takes a lot of damage in that early Molotov. Aragorn goes down, it's messy, but Story, unfortunately, Won't be telling any bedtime stories other than Beastick. Roman also fell. This is such a mess. It's a 1v1 somehow as Oscar on the AWP. 7-in-1. Needs another clutch. Spots the man. Wins the round. And that's Sinners taking 5 on their T side.
I'm flabbergasted with the way they play out this round for Sinners. I mean, look at any other team. But any other team in that spot, Story finds this kill, they're instantly leaving. They're transitioning out. They're trying something else. Not Sinners. After the off gets the pick, you know you have space. They know how to space themselves. And you can pretty much thank Zedko for that round. The trades, the openers he gets are invaluable to Sinners. And it just puts them right back onto pistols. This time, the buyback is better for Sinners. AKs, ops galore. So you'd imagine the room for error is even smaller.
Oscar anticipated, though. Aragon, does he... Oh, the timing is so unfortunate, but he hears the jumping. Does he go back to investigate? No, it's the fadeaway. Back from whence he came, and he's too slow about it, so Shock just delivers a killing opener, and Beastick finds one more. This is a shallow investment, but an investment nonetheless. You're hoping for a kill or two here for Saw, but instead they're sliced in half. Quirt deals with Arisdoce. It's Roman in a 1v5. Now, call me crazy, Anthran. I don't think Roman's got it in him.
Wow, what a pessimist.
I know. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you needed the round to play out, though, if you were Sinners. I mean, we keep talking about how they don't have money. They don't have money. Winning a round like this is exactly how you get money. Denying Roman any success, which looks to be the stock stit. Nope. All right. Well, timing again, but I don't think he'll get away with much more. Beastick, he'll have to reinvest, but nobody else is left in that category, so Sinners get a nice and easy 6th. And at this point, I mean, it kind of just feels bad for Sinners. I'm sorry, for Saw, who have usually been competitive in these halves, if not the clear victors. This may be a new precedent set. CT side not showing up, and I wouldn't call this map decided. Just makes it all the more awe-inspiring to see how Sinners are destroying them at every side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen an increasing amount of like 7-5 T halves on Ancient recently, but bearing in mind Sinners are 6-1 up at the moment, Saw don't look all that competitive at all. Because they fluff their lines every time they have an advantage. Every time it looks like they've stacked the right bomb site, Sinners just send in Zedko. They send in Oscar to clutch. Shock to find some brilliant kills. And it's down to a lot of the aim duels here. They're just not able to win out against some of Sinners' heavier hitters. And even Beastick is showing up massively here. 6-5 is the IGL, where he almost lost him the previous map. Well, I suppose it wasn't entirely his fault, but they do end up losing that previous map. It could have been the 2-0 for Sinners. A 13-11 scoreline is where we ended up, as Saw, at this stage, would be lucky to get anywhere close to that, as Shock opens up again. And Aragorn just descending into chaos.
It may not even be the end there. They still want to fight for mid, but Arisdoce was never discovered. So around the B catwalk, he may have just collected the round with time running as low as it is. Oscar, that's a rare miss, but one that won't be forgiven. As with 35 seconds, they all just turtle back up into the bomb sites and leave the heavy lifting to the players around the extremities. Beastick, one of them, as he shifts back in. Oh my god. And he looked to his left, he had the free trade. Now, he'll have to work a little harder for it. They know somebody's still in cave, at least they should. Arisdoce. It's desperate spam, but it won't connect. So now it's at least a post plant for Sinners, and back to a 3-on-3 we go, with utility keeping them out at every step of the way.
Oscar, lovely shot onto Ujerks as the CT side again playing with a deficit, playing with fire, but so are Beastick and Oscar. They are so damn low. The first spotted towards CT, Zedko challenged, duel is one, Roman another as he charges the smoke, and hold on a moment. Is that a successful retake, I spy, as Arisdoce picks up a 4K? It takes some individual brilliance, but it is enough to finally put Saw onto 2. Is this something they can string together, though, as already they're fighting from so far behind?
I don't know, but that's the problem. I mean, I just discussed how Sinners, the entire time up till this point, were worrying about economic downfall. We're worrying about losing it all after they lose one rifle. But then, flawless end to eco, or at least pretty damn close to it. Enough so that they now have this in their docket. Another investment, barring Quartz down to a Galil, but it's still certainly well equipped for the task. And they're going to go straight into mid, so it seems. Oscar posted up, doesn't see anything. Eventually, he'll be given the peek on it as Dolce. Are they even attempting a refrag? Not yet. Waiting for the smoke to bloom before doing so. Spam should be good, though. Wait, no. Aragorn doesn't even do it. And are they going to boost? They might. Aragorn, your life is on a timer because if you're looking the wrong way at the wrong time... Oh, wait. Never mind. Is this smoke too high or something? It is! And Oscar, I even thought, still got away with it, but instead, it's the booster being taken down.
Yeah, Oscar will keep his 5.5 KD for now. I think there was a bit of CS2 jump lag. A little bit of a smoke being too high for Oscar to peer on over. And a messy timing in middle, which allows Saw an equalised man count. Quirts now peering in. Lobs a smoke up towards Red Room. That does cut Roman off from Aragorn as that smoke will bloom. Do they continue to fight for mid though, or is this merely a distraction as they gear up for the A hit? It looks like a distraction is the answer. Oscar lobs a smoke on over. And now Sinners, with 40 seconds to go, should start their execution onto A.
And I love that, because this is exactly the plan. They don't even bother smoking off CT because they know that they've been distracted. Oh, but that's a missed cave smoke that's going to hurt unless Setko gets two. One may not be enough, and another miss from Oscar. I mean, we've been seeing him hit all day. A couple of whips goes a long way, but not when the rebound is better for Oscar spinning around. Too, they've got two players hard trained in on Aragorn's angle. Oscar not posting with only one bullet. There's no room for error. No more misses allowed, and thankfully he doesn't. So Sinners go up to 7.
7 rounds and a near 7 KD for Oscar in the 10th round of play. Massive numbers coming out of this AWPer. The most experienced man possibly on the server at the moment. This is another dangerously close round. There were a couple of missteps. There was a missed cave smoke missed cave smoke as mentioned. As Oscar with one bullet decides to go for that last minute peak. Well timed, well calculated, and sends Saw packing. 7-2 right now. If Sinners were to let Saw get on to 5, that would be a miracle for the CT side. They are looking to lock in this third and final map. And this isn't even our last series of the day. We've got a Danish derby up next. Ecstatic versus Breezy. Similar world rankings and similar firepower. No substitutes on that one. I am very excited.
How could you not be? I mean, Breezy after the addition of Refresh has been such an exciting team to watch. So, I love every chance I get to see him, but I'm sure Aragorn also loves his chances when they come walking one by one into his well-trained angle. A rare man advantage for Saw, and this time they need to close out on this. No reason to overextend at this point. Everybody can just hold down their own lanes. Even here, I kind of wish Eras Dolce would just back up into the site. I feel like even the boost would be a better angle, because at least then you're kind of guaranteed to go 1-for-1, at least more so than this angle.
Well, regardless of your if, buts and maybes, Sinners not need to start dealing in some absolutes. Sinners again. Winning rounds, but not comfortably, as Oscar... God, he's just so fluid on that ult today. Finally achieves that 7 KD. And the scary thing is, Saw still haven't found a solution to shut him down, and we're coming into the very tail end of this first half. Roman looking like he might get caught off guard here, but Oscar, despite not having the timing or the position, gets dinged, but still responds with a frag, a double up, and we're back to 3v3 territory.
And they have to respect it by pulling somebody off of B. That makes this all the more vulnerable for when the hit comes through. There's still a smoke for the left side. There's still a molly for Sandwich. There's still flashes to get them out of cave, but they're misplaced, so Oscar needs to do more. Shoulders see him, but it'll be up to the most experienced member to pick up an ace. Huge jerks around the pillar. Falls the same fate as his teammates. And now with 8 seconds, the bomb gets tapped. waiting for the push through the smoke. Oscar, is he going to tap it again? No, this time it's a full stick story. Not buying it, but it doesn't matter whether he buys it or sells it. Oscar, he gets it far, but not far enough. An ace required, but only 4 taken. So Saw wipe the sweat off of their brows, get 3, and thank God that they don't have a cataclysmic finish.
My God, Oscar on for the ace clutch there, doing absolutely everything in the round, not giving easy shots either. This 4th kill onto Wujek, spectacular adjustment as he just did not anticipate Story to be waiting behind a smoke. The fact he has the balls to stick at a plant facing down Story as well. Oscar is wild with confidence right now, and look at how hard he is carrying the team. Beastic, 7 kills. Zedko and Quirtz on 5. Oscar on 17 with only 3 deaths. Every time Oscar has died, Saw have won a round. That is indicative of an incredible player. This is great we're seeing a bit of prime Oscar sprinkled in this playoffs round.
It's exactly when you need it. Hell, winning this map would guarantee you $2,000, so if there's any time to step up, it's now. However, Zedko won't fit the bill here, instead just kind of walks into his own demise. Not a lot to discuss, considering there's only even 1 Deagle in this round. But if there's anything to take away from this, I think it's now that at least Saw can manage, right? I mean, even if it goes 8-4, that's a manageable half.
Yes, a lot more manageable than the current situation as Beastic. Such a cracking headshot onto Roman there. Story does respond, but Beastic... Okay, yeah, Beastic, there's not much he can do here other than save. Already impressive that he's got an A1S, given what they came into the round with, but Saw, I don't think they're going to be too impressed with how far they've fallen behind here.
I don't think this is worth it, though.
Well, the save or the attempt?
The save. I mean, you're getting, what, 2,400 from saving?
Yeah, but util. He can drop that over to Zedko. Both of them can buy util.
I guess. Well, regardless of what I think, he's going for it, so.
Well, I suppose you're right. He's got no Kevlar. That's the thing I overlooked there.
If he had armor, yeah, this makes sense, but I mean, I'd much rather an AK in the very last round.
Yeah, I see your point. That's fair.
Actually, I think I was dead wrong. No, they only got 1,900, so... Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd still prefer an AK.
Well, personal preference aside, I mean, the A1S is still pretty brutal as an entry weapon, especially if the CTs aren't buying head armor, but unfortunately still have plenty of cash, so they will be going for the head armor investment. Story chooses it over a fuse kit. Yeah, that's reasonable enough. Nades flight over. Nice damage done early to Sinners. Forces him out of middle at least as Aristotle. Can he make this 5 for Saw? He's certainly going to be looking to as Quirtz to get caught off guard. Nope. Barrel spotted. Beastic swings. And that is the worst way that Saw could have started the last round of the half.
And the thing is, too, they heard Story shoot off an op shot. So they're just going to take their chances today. One person could still be here, sure, but it's just a trade and execute into A from this round being theirs. Don't even let the op have a chance. And that's exactly what they're doing. Nade blows open the smoke, but everybody played perfectly around these angles, so nobody got spotted. And it seems this time is dwindling thin. The bomb plant will go down, and with every passing second is the least likely this round is going to become. You jerks inside of the smoke falls, and it feels like 8 is only a few seconds away.
Yeah, they know where Roman is as well. Chop spotted him on the cross, and so he starts pre-firing, but Roman gets away. Oscar in the prime position to respond, though. Cheeky swing, does miss the shot. It's Zedko instead to decapitate Roman, and Oscar sends Story flying. Closes the book on him. And with that, 8-4. But this isn't Anubis anymore. Ancient, a hell of a lot less one-sided than Anubis. And it's certainly not meant to be this T-sided either. I said a 7-5, a more casual scoreline. An 8-4 makes so much of a difference. You've got double the round count of your opposition right now. As soon as the heavy favourites coming into what will be our second half, if they can win the pistol, that just about solidifies it. There's a quick pause before we get underway.
The thing is, though, this entire series, I believe, has been riddled with CT-sided pistols. In fact, I don't think we've seen a single T-sided pistol win.
No, we've seen a lot of retakes, so I suppose it does come down to the conversion round. Because almost always we've seen the conversion round go in favour of the opposition. When we go back to Anubis, I think both halves was the CTs would win the retake, and then immediately the Ts with their force buy would come back and win. So yeah, okay, whoever wins the second round of this half has a pretty good chance of converting. Or
unless we break the mold.
Up, yeah. Well, yeah, Sinners pick up both of them, or Saw pick up the pistol. That's breaking the mold. One that I feel like sorely needs to be broken at this point.
I mean, you don't exactly have many opportunities.
And Ujek's 3 and 11 as well. That's rough.
Thinking logically, I kind of, I could see it happening here. Of all maps to win a T-sided pistol, I kind of think this is one of your best chances.
Ooh, I like the A-Rush as well. A-Rush is a surefire way of catching the CTs off guard. Zedco definitely living up to that mantle as Beastic dinked on down. Story shooting through his teammates, flying legs. Finds Beastic and dispatches of him. Shock now has a rather tall order in his hand, and Roman will not be living as long as the Empire. Ujerks in the meantime fires on back, and that's a 4-on-3 as they spiral towards B.
Quartz isn't going to be here to hear this either. I mean, he'll be here because they slowed down a bit, but he was not close enough by to be in earshot of a plant or them running out. He'll still need to come through, and 1-for-1s are not helping. Shock. This could be a big game changer if he can lock this down on you jerks. A rough map. Encapsulated on the pistol. And only one bullet back in response for his troubles. A 2-on-2. Another retake effort. But this looks more improbable than the last. Shock. No match for Story. Swinger maybe he is. But not Eros Doce. Eventually the damage catches up to him. And Saw go back to 5.
Man, I love how unpredictable pistol rounds are. You see Story swing for that banger of a first shot, and then whiff an entire Glock magazine, allowing Aristotle to come in and find the final kill. But that is finally a breaking of the mold, as Saw will pick up that 5th, they will pick up that T-pistol, and because of the CT economy being such a different game to that of the offensive side, there will be no pistol upgrades here, a straight save. The Saw can finally clock 2 rounds in a row. I think.
Don't speak too soon, though, because as soon as we say that, 2 kills, maybe even a 3rd, soon to follow up. Quartz pushes too far for his own good, however. Bomb's stuck outside B doors. Okay, no, never mind. No miracle to be had here. That was scary.
A lot of damage dealt, though. That's going to stump the buy a little bit for Saw. I mean, maybe one of those... Yeah, okay. Aristotle drops his Galil over, buys up into an AK. Still a decent amount of util to go around. It's Roman to take the hit there. Also, we spoke about who's IGLing for Saw right now. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it was Roman picking up that mantle instead of the stand-in of Aragorn. I've got him written down as the stand-in IGL in my notes, but, you know, on Wikipedia it's still got Mutiris and everything, and he is just taking a break, so I think he will be coming back. I'd love to see him contest to finally qualify for a major. Razoska contests and beats out Story. Quartz now, tall order on his shoulders, finds the first frag, doubles up. Oh, Sinners. Elegantly done.
And that's more other Sinners we were waiting for coming into this half, but hold on here. Roman's just snuck out. And they still know Quartz is around. He got the original 2 kills from B Catwalk, so you know he's somewhere close by. And he'll have to play timing. Tucks to the corner, hopes that maybe the extra assistance in mid will be enough to get him out. But he's doubling back, so he does leave the door for timing open. Shadow advantage could be something worth discussing too. Oh my lord. Like ships in the night. But now there's a two-man crossfire staring down the barrel. Mid Quartz never turns. Zedko, it's all up to him. On half HP, he needs to buy enough time for Oscar's assistance. Smoke comes through, and I think that's blocked off the angle. No, the op can easily see above it, waiting for him to overextend. No reason to be worried when you've got Oscar behind you. Oh my god, he has no bullets.
It's fine. It's
or
fine.
No, does he?
He's got bullets. He can stick a reload. Bomb is still in middle as Oscar backs away. Yeah, he stuck the reload. It's fine, but doesn't see him crossing onto the bomb. In fact, now he's running it down middle, the madman. 15 seconds to go. Oscar will beat him to the bomb site. Does he swing in time? Does he stick it through the molly? No! Roman sticks it straight to him instead. A 1 versus 2 clutch. Incredibly messy. And that's a wild round for Sinners to be letting slip.
You can't be letting those rounds fall. You just can't be. I mean, again, it's the embodiment of what I kept saying on Nuke, where Sinners would put themselves into unlosable spots and still find a way to throw it away. I mean, you have 3 players in mid there. Nobody's looking at Catwalk. I mean, the problem is, you could easily, instead of having Zedko go to the boxes, you could have Quartz hold down the angle deep in mid, and then have Zedko from long range holding Cat, so Quartz can't get swamped. It's a crossfire. It makes a massive difference, but they don't ever even go close to it.
Yeah, it's almost like these guys are paid to make these kind of decisions. Still, they fluff their lines. Oscar as well. Oscar was the fail-safe, but the safe fail, unfortunately, results in a 1v2 clutch. Aragorn tapping away. Beastic dead. Quirts on a P2000 left in a 1 versus 5 clutch. If he was to clutch this round on out, I would just walk away right now. I solemnly swear I will just leave as Aragorn puts him to bed. And that is an
yay!
Scoreline. You bastard. I see you, Thread. Sneaky will remember that.
What is this, a Telltale game? Relax!
That's what I was going for.
The end of my career, I'm going to try to make, like, the game-ending move, and you're just going to say, yeah, man, sorry, not feeling it.
I've not played a Telltale game in a long time. First of all, because they're janky as hell and very rarely work.
Hey. When they work, they're fun. Ooh, out they go, though. Zedko, those flashes were so perfect, man. Saw even a second wrong, and the round implodes right there. That was such good utility from Saw, man.
Yeah, so picking up the pace here. I really don't know how we've gotten to an equalised scoreline. As also, Quirts, how has he gone unpunished? He's just killed the bomb carrier and gotten away with it with 2 players in the general vicinity who could have traded. They don't even attempt it. No shots fired. As Quirt's still alive and kicking in towards Cave, we'll have 2 players marching towards his position. Oscar, why are you just sitting there with Util in your hand? Thankfully able to trade, as is Quirt's onto Roman. Arazdoce, not done yet. 2 versus 3. It is still winnable, however unlikely. But Smoke will allow a cover so they can get to the site itself. Oscar, does he time it? Well, yes he does. Perfect nade from his teammate. Leaves Arazdoce in the 1 versus 3. And he tries to stick the plant. Gets away with it.
Oh, through the smoke too. He might even find his 3rd. Dink, not good enough. Arazdoce is allowed to escape back into the safety of Cave for now. And there's only 2 smokes to help them. Hold on a moment. I know it seems crazy, but there's no kits. There's not any utility to flush him out of this corner. He's got to kill like 10 more seconds, but can't possibly know that. I'd imagine he plays that way differently if he knows they don't have kits. Actually, never mind. No, Oscar found one somewhere, so my whole logic is flawed and thrown out the window.
It's alright. Don't worry. I still love you.
Aw, really?
Of course. What? Sinners, in the meantime. 1 round up. Probably not loving how under pressure they're constantly feeling up against Saw here. And Saw getting another bomb plant ensures everybody gets full Kevlar, full utility, a rifle buy. Sinners, constantly up against the back foot, and Oscar starting to make small mistakes here and there. That last round he plays perfectly, but I don't want to harp back onto the point too much of the 1v2 clutch they lost. But that's really indicative of how Sinners have been playing today. Just silly mistakes costing them vital scenarios. This very easily could have been a 2-0 either way as Oscar doubles up with Quirts at the start. Story a trade, but they're playing from a man down. Oh, no, they're not. Roman decapitates Beastic. The guillotine keeps on swinging as Roman somehow still alive on 12 HP.
And B's open. It'll be a retake pretty much guaranteed. Actually, you know what? Wait. Because Story's the bomb carrier, and he still needs to get into the site. Even if he does, they've just dropped his only good line of support with 100 HP. Sinners recollect what was already around that was theirs to lose. 10 inevitably gets on the board. Albeit we expected it a lot earlier. It still comes through in the end. And a hop, skip, and a jump from taking this series, moving on to the quarterfinals and getting $2,000. So I've got their backs against the wall, especially without a bomb plant here. It's back to an eco. What? He was you hadn't seen that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Come on, this epic little speech here, man. Oh, we get a replay again?
Wait, go back, go back.
We can wait, dude. This is an eco round. Let's see it. This is an nah, bring it back. Bring it back. Sorry, we'll wait till after this round. We'll wait till after this round. We got it after this one.
We do have a confirmation from the voice in our ears that he was moonwalking, or Michael Jackson sliding, or whatever you call it.
Ooh.
As Oscar goes hee hee and deals with Aras Dolce.
Yeah, you cooked a little too hard, man. The food's burned.
I mean, so is Aragorn. Oh, Aragorn! Hi there. He's still alive and kicking. Quite slow. Yeah, kicks Roman to the curb. Okay, there we're done. It's 11-8. Sad times.
You know, I've got this really weird obsession with trying like hot sauces like they're challenges. Like I've got a buddy who consistently tries to update his arsenal of. Oh, here we go. No, oh wait, yeah, you can see it. You can see it in the X-ray, dude. What's he doing?
Chilling. What's the dog doing? Yeah, he's just chilling.
Anyway,
that's a production for that one. Mwah.
Oh, true. Thank God. I'm so happy they showed us. I'm so happy we got to see that. But like, I got a buddy who will constantly try to acquire hot sauces, and every time he gets like a new hottest one, he tells me, and I have to try it. I've got to see how hot it is.
So you're pretty good with spice, then?
No, I'm terrible with it. The last time I tried it, I threw up.
Oh my God.
I remember because I didn't eat anything that day, and my mom was like, "You need to eat something if you're gonna do that." So we went to McDonald's, and it took them so long to get my food that I ended up throwing up in the parking lot.
Right, amazing.
At least it was raining; it washed it away.
Did all that come from like Aras Dolce's killing the Molotov?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That was a journey. That was a journey I did not expect to be taken down as Roman walking in towards the middle. Is not going to find much. Instead, Quirts. Does Quirts go for it again? Is the question here. Oh no! Oh no! Oscar just legged his teammate! Story gets away with murder because Oscar's just legged his teammate. That's ridiculous. What a way to start the round here. A lifeline for Saw. A 4 versus 2. Shock out in middle. Will bring it back a little. Zeko shoots a dead body. He's wasting time. Oh, but it's okay. Zeko brings it into a 1 versus 1. Aras Dolce has to do it all up against Shock here. Shock's position is unknown, but it goes both ways. Aras Dolce an advantage on the angle. The right eye peak. Shock's making noise. A smoke deployed in the wrong way. Shock goes for the swing, gets cuddled down by Aras Dolce, and a massive 1v2 clutch in the midst of a crazy round.
You can't win those 1v1s. The best chance of winning this round was hoping Zedco just did it all for you. When you get down to these 1v1s, when it comes to, oh my God, dude.
No.
What's he jumping back for? Oh,
That's so bad.
I mean, like, it's so unlucky because Shock, he could have gone anywhere. It's the worst spot for Zedco to take that fight. And I'm not blaming him, but I'm just saying, because he could go anywhere. He could have, from taking that fight on Zedco, gone back B ramp, in CT, around square, taken the fight in cave, stayed on pillar, gone in that corner. It's just unwinnable.
Yeah, now we breathe a sigh of relief. If you were a sore fan at the very least. As Zedco back at it again. The timing's so unfortunate, but actually works out in his favour come the end of it. Piers above the top of the boxes. Shock allowed to come on in to support. Shock catches Aristotle in the cross. Even goes back for Ujurgs. Finally, Aragorn trades one back, but it's a 2-on-4, and Zedco's still here. Still fragging. Oscar, the pre-fire. Saucy as you like. 26-9. The Sinners, 3 opportunities to close it, and there is no money on Saw.
That might be the nail in the coffin. That's good. That's likely going to be it. I mean, we've seen some good Deeg moments in this series, but I mean, we haven't seen it actually come through for a full round, let alone for a Saw. The eco masterminds have been Sinners, but this is finally a really good win for them. I mean, barring they don't toss it away here and choke out to finish off the game. I mean,
no, jinx it.
Coming into this series, we talked about their results, talked about how it was lackluster, how it wasn't promising. Now, it's just a couple of seconds away from being over. The flash leads them into their demise. Shock collecting 2 may just be... Come on, bro.
Bro, the util bounces in this game make me so mad, but we'll get back onto that in a second, because Quirt finds Roman, spots another behind the smoke. It's the end of story, as Aristotle definitely not writing any new chapters here. 1v5 on the D, peppered on down. Just accept it. Just walk out into the smoke. The bomb is there anyway. It's actually, they've re-smoked as well. Aristotle lives up to my mantle, but Beastic whacks him round the head. And with that, that will be a 2-1 victory for the Sinners. They do it the hard way, but it's their victory, one that they can be proud of.
Well, you talked about earlier about your New York state of mind, and I'm sure Sinners did it the hard way, but they also did it their way. So they got to be happy about taking that one home. Again, coming into this series, Sinners, they didn't have much to go writing off about. Couple of good wins here and there, but the moral of the story was lackluster. I guess the same could be said for Saw, but we brought up earlier how they played teams like FaZe, like Monty, like Spirit. Those losses are a lot more justifiable. Here, I don't know if I could say the same, but it's certainly still a good win for Sinners, and most of our round of 16 matches still to be played too. Sinners don't even know who they're going up against, but one thing I wanted to discuss, they are on the most opportunistic side of this bracket. I mean, when you look there, they're playing the winner of our next game, Freezy and Ecstatic. That is arguably the best fate you could have if you were looking at it from Sinners' perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how OG and ArcRed's going to go. ArcRed's a pretty prickly team themselves on the bottom left of the bracket there, but I am excited for this Breezy Ecstatic game coming up next. Both of these teams on any given day can beat out some of the best teams in the world. I mean, recently, Ecstatic were able to beat Virtus Pro, who have come off the back of a win in the Rubek Cup and a grand final matchup against FaZe where they almost clinched it. But, yeah, now coming up against the likes of Preezy, they've been on a bit of a tear themselves. Actually, their most recent win was Sinners, as Ecstatic's on the flip side, Spirit Academy and Entropic. So, it's going to be a pretty even test here, and I'm very much excited for it. But before we get there, we are going to head to a short break, so we'll be right back with you in about 10 or so minutes. See you then.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, shit. Not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.